Right, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners. My next guest is a long friend that I've had for a while. I'd like to introduce you to Frantik.
JJ.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
No worries. When was the first time we met?
Well, I was just literally thinking that because I was trying to say it, but I couldn't really remember. Must have been some club.
It's been years.
Probably through One Nesian.
Yeah.
Oh, Alan. Shout out to Alan.
Yeah,
Haven't seen him or
heard
heard from him for a while.
For ages, eh?
Yeah, I think he's just hibernating on his own work, eh?
Yeah, he's still doing his artwork, eh?
Yeah. I shouldn't say hibernating, but yeah. Shout out to One Nesian. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. Probably tequila days, huh?
Yeah. Oh, man, tequila. Damn, that's a long time ago.
We have a lot of memories.
Yeah. Especially the tour that we went on. I see you still got your top there.
That's it. The Life is Great tour.
Yeah, that was
Shouts
dope.
out to you if you were there. Hopefully we do some more tours. I say that every year. I'm sure people are annoyed.
Yeah, like,
I'm sure the boys
come
are
on,
annoyed.
man, when's these tours happening?
One day soon.
Cool.
Hopefully real soon. So yeah, bro. Basically, I'm just setting up this podcast to talk to like-minded people like yourself. Mainly just to discuss life and just things like that, you know?
Yeah.
So tell me, what was it like for young Frantik growing up? Like, where were you born exactly?
I was born in Middlemore.
Oh, yeah. So South Auckland. Yeah.
Yep, South Auckland, born and raised.
In what year?
83.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, old ass now.
That's all right. I'm 84.
Feeling the bones too. No, it was pretty good. So most of my childhood, we grew up in Auckland and between Auckland and Whangarei. So my mum's from.
Oh, yeah.
She was raised up there.
North, eh?
Yep. So she's from the Hokianga. My old man's from the Cook Islands. So it's pretty much in between Poly life and Māori life. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They were
Have you
very
been to the islands?
No.
Not yet, eh?
I wouldn't mind going. My sisters and my whole entire family have gone, but I was here.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're going to Raro. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So how many siblings do you have?
2 brothers, 2 sisters.
Oh, yeah.
One stays up in Sydney. Unfortunately, she couldn't come down because of the restrictions. She was supposed to come down for Christmas.
Same as my sister. Yeah, she's up in Sydney.
Yeah.
She couldn't come.
Yeah, she was like, I'm on my way in a couple of days. I was like, cool. And then, no, they're closing the borders at midnight. And I was like, come down now then.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened to us. Yeah.
Wow, right shit.
So are you the middle?
No,
second?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest,
Yeah.
eh?
So I'm the one that's supposed to set the examples, apparently.
Apparently, but who says that?
We'll just leave that for the younger brother.
Well, in a way you are setting the example.
Yeah, not to set the example.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, so born and raised over there in 83 and just pretty much in between Auckland and Whangarei life. So it was pretty cool. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't like those, those typical like shit as upbringings. Like, it's always revolved around family and gatherings every Saturday.
No, not like, was it quite religious?
My grandparents were.
Like the Raro side?
Both, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But my Cook Island grandparents were taken pretty early on in my life, so I think I was in intermediate. I think when my grandpa left, but my grandma I don't really remember much because I was way young. I was like 4 or 5, I think. But yeah, my Māori side, my grandparents, they were hard outs. Churchies.
The Māori side?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Always ended up, come on, boy, we got to go to church. I'm like, yeah.
Do you think it shaped you in a way? Like, did it have quite a bit of impact on your life, that side of things?
I think it may have. I'm not that religious myself, but there's for some reason, just last night I was talking to a few people on video call, and there was like this little shadowy thing that kept on popping up on the screen. I thought, oh, it's just my camera. But like a few of the mates, they were like, they're really religious, and they were like, oh, it's probably your aunties or your koro. And I was like,
it's something.
Hey, what are you up to?
Just
but
be a
yeah,
glitch.
I think it did. It kind of gave me more insight of the way other people view their religions and stuff like that. So it's not like if I'm religious or if I'm not religious, it's not like I'm going to like down the other religions. Like
Out of
everyone-
respect.
Yeah, everyone has their,
And vice versa, I think,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Because you're not religious doesn't mean that people should judge you
yeah,
in that
definitely.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like a loaded gun, isn't it? Talking about religion straight away.
yeah, boom.
Well, yeah, that's why I think it's important for this podcast is to discuss these areas, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, these taboo areas. Otherwise, you know, what's the point, really? Yeah. Don't want any death threats or
Yeah,
hate
no,
mail,
Those,
but purely just want dialogue, you know,
Yeah,
in this space. I think it would save lives,
definitely.
you know, shed some understanding, really.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you're growing up. What were you into, like, growing up? Like the big things.
Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Mostly art, like yourself.
Oh, yeah, so you were,
yeah.
like, drawing from a young age?
Yeah, just sketching and whatnot. And I think the first ever time that I realized that I loved art, I think it was in primary school in Hamilton. We moved down there for a little bit. I went to Insole Avenue, I think it was called, primary school. And there was like a picture book of like the Disney characters, and it was like Goofy or something. And then just realizing that I can copy that picture, like without having to trace it or anything like that. And from then on it was like, nah, Goofy everywhere, you know.
Yeah, I had the same thing. Disney characters, eh?
Yeah. So a lot of mainly just art was pretty much what I kind of fell in love with at an early age. That and video games.
Of course.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
For us.
Go to the fish and
80s
chip shop.
babies.
Yeah, fish and chip shop to buy the fish and chips for the family. Come back and it's cold because I've been up there spending the quarters and the 50s and 20 cents.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, yep, definitely.
Yeah, I want to get like a Street Fighter arcade or something in here.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little like section behind you is going to be like a little gaming area.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you'll have to come around more often.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm only just around the corner now.
Yeah. Have you met my younger brother?
Not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, maybe.
Yeah, he's a pretty big gamer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gaming now has kind of like become a thing.
It's just a sport, isn't it?
Yeah. Or even, it is was an e-sport.
Esports.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
That's
see
the future.
people
No, it's not
making-
even the future. It's here.
Yeah. I see, gamers now, like, they rake in so much money, eh? I'm like,
They can, yeah,
whoa.
potentially.
Yeah.
And this is going back years ago, but, the Fortnite competitions. And
Yeah. I remember back when they done that, remember Counter-Strike?
Oh, yeah, that's
Probably
probably a decade.
Those nights going over to the those computer, what are they called? Those computer cafes.
Yeah.
And
Net cafes.
Net cafes, yeah. And then playing Counter-Strike till like 4 a.m, and then
Yeah. There was a few in the city, but there was that one in Manukau City, the one by the movies. I know a lot of people used to go to that one.
yeah. I remember the arcade that was across from Manukau.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. There's a lot of Counter-Strike professionals out there.
I tried to play it like now, and I'm like,
No?
nah, step back, my friend.
Even now?
Yeah.
Wow.
People
Do they
are
still
just-
play Counter-Strike?
Yeah. I downloaded it a couple months ago, and I thought, oh, yeah, I remember this. This is
Yeah.
my jam. And then just get slaughtered, eh?
Oh, yeah. So yeah, talking about gaming, I mean, you got your own gaming channels and
Yep.
your
So
own
I've
setup.
been doing that for like the last 6 months, I think.
Yeah. So tell us about that, bro. Like, what got you into it? What do you
think it
intend to do with it?
I was playing with one of my mates from Taupo. You remember that 378 boy.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, we should like stream.
Big boy.
Yeah. And he's like, we should stream. I was like, oh man, I've only got a PS4. I don't even have a computer. Like the computer I had was like, barely ran Windows like 7. So I was like, oh man, I've got to like upgrade my stuff if I decide to. And then we just moved into the place before we moved into this new one, and tax time came.
Oh yeah, tax.
Then I had a little.
For people that don't know, tax in Australia is a good thing.
Yes, very good thing.
Tax refunds,
yes.
I must say.
And had a little chat with my missus, and was like, "Hey, babe, I've spent so much money on like houses and like our stuff, and I think I deserve like at least one thing that I want." She was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Oh, gaming PC." So I got into it, and
so you got the equipment, yeah?
Yeah,
you got set up.
Yeah. Spent quite a bit of money.
So how much would it cost, roughly? Like a setup that you had back then.
Back then?
Yeah, back then, like when you started.
Oh, maybe just over 2.
Yeah, that's quite a bit for gaming, isn't it?
That's more than my car outside. When I like drive my car, I'm like, you could have been better. I could have spent the money on you.
Wow, with the potential to monetize in gaming.
Yeah. I think for the purpose of what I wanted to do is I just wanted to play old games, like retro games.
Right, I think what caught my eye for your one was the Killer Instinct, eh?
Yeah.
We got to play.
Yeah, I was playing. What was the other game that I was jamming?
KI?
Need for Speed Underground 2.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got a PS2 emulator on my PC. I've just been playing a few old PS2 games, and like the attention that I got was like, oh my God, I remember this game. And the first comment that I got was,
right, love all those games, eh?
Riders of the Storm, like the song from the when you first start playing. It's pretty cool. I love the retro feels as well. Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing kind of really beats the old school games though. Like
graphic
obviously graphic wise, maybe, but it's just like it's just
the playability.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not too much of a gamer these days, so I can't really speak on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you think they don't compare to those kinds of games, or is it just because we have a connection?
Yeah, because like back then, for people now, Street Fighter was like now people it's like, oh, Street Fighter's cool, like but before it was like pretty much how we we were talking about religions. That was pretty much a religion for us back in the day. So
definitely was, yeah.
It
was just
you finish
standard.
School, and it's like you head down to the fish and chip shop. Yeah. You've saved your.
Doesn't matter which shop you go to.
Yeah, they always had one. Like my main one when I was growing up was Limbs on Massey Road in Maungatea. And then I think there was one in the town centre, Maungatea town centre, Wong's. Man, even going to, I think it was a couple years back, I was at a nightclub and they had like a Street Fighter competition. It was at like Club Duo or something on Albert Street.
Yeah. Did you enter?
No, because you had to pay to enter.
Bro, you know who's really, I think, really good at Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Is One Nesian.
Yeah.
I think Alan, he was like a champion.
Yeah, Alan took me to Jacob's Reminiscer's place.
Oh yeah,
and both of them were having a go at. I'm like,
yeah. They choose like the odd characters, you know.
Yeah. I think Reminisce is a massive Guile player. I see a lot of people that jam. David Dallas, I challenged them at Kuja Lounge. He did a gig and he bought a machine down, and he's like, "Oh, you pick my character." I was like, "Oh, yep, sweet as Dawson," and he's like, "Cool." I got thrashed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah? Those guys are just so good. They choose like any player.
I think like sometimes people like they learn how to play with like the people that people would think they should play with, to beat them with.
Right, I think they're just so good that they just move on to the next one.
Yeah,
it's like they just
go
feel
through
like
the list. They
I've done all I can with this one. Yeah, wow. So yeah, like speaking about gaming, because I haven't done too much research into it, but like, what are all the different ways you could monetize in it, and like,
I think you can, like with Facebook, I think like there's a lot of other platforms that you can use, like Twitch and whatnot. I think Twitch is one of the main ones at the moment. I'm on Twitch, but I just don't really use it that much.
Well, how does Twitch work exactly? Like in a monetizing sense?
It's pretty much like gifting. You set up your stream and whatnot, and people that jump in, they send you gifts, and then those gifts equate to money.
Oh, like kind of tokens or something?
Yeah, I think they're called bits.
Just different kind. Oh, bits. Yeah. Bit currency in some form.
Yeah. So when you accumulate so many amounts of bits, that equates to you can withdraw it
directly from Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They actually send it to you per month, I think.
Oh, okay.
The same as with Facebook. So the first time that I made like money from Facebook. Yeah, they because obviously you got to enter all your banking details and whatnot. And so the way they work is that you work a month, and then it takes a month after that to
like tally up or calculate.
Calculate everything. And then the month on the I think 5th or 7th of the next month, you get it in your bank account. So I was like,
wow,
I didn't really kind of look.
I had no idea.
No, neither. Like when I started, I didn't even know.
Let's educate these people.
So when I was sitting there and I was playing online, and then got an email that said, "Oh, your payment has been deposited." I'm like, what payment?
Scam.
Yeah, I was like, should I click the link? First bit of money, I think it was like 300 something USD.
Oh.
And I was like,
I thought you were going to say like a few dollars.
Nah.
Because then you prove like a concept, know?
Yeah.
Even like a few dollars, then there's potential.
The thing is with Facebook is that you have to make a threshold first to like get paid for that month.
Yeah.
So if you you've got to make, they call them stars. So you've got to get 10,000 stars to get paid. I think it's like $100 because it's like 1 cent per star. I think it is.
How do you get a star?
So people gift it to you like as in Twitch.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, man, This is like a whole nother universe I don't know of, man.
Yeah, so they gift it to you, and they purchase stars from Facebook, and then they gift it to you. Ooh. And I think it's like 1 star's 1 cent.
Yeah.
So you make 10,000, that's 100. And then they kind of, that's like, once you get that 100, you can... they'll give that money to you in USD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anything over that.
1 star, 1 cent. That's quite a big margin, I think.
Yeah.
10 people, 10 cents, and potential there.
Mm.
Oh, so that's how you do it on Facebook.
They must rake it in though, Facebook, because it's not, you don't pay 1 cent for your star. It's like,
what's the entry cost?
So I think it's like, they have like certain deals and stuff like that. So you buy like a certain amount of stars, and there's like you buy 250 stars for like $13 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And they rake it in because when you use that star, when you use that, it's only 1 cent to that person.
Exactly.
But the amount of money that you've spent on the person.
So say, for example, $13, $14 for how many? Did you say?
Let me just pull it up here. They actually
let's calculate this. Facebook's making a killing.
Yeah.
Which is good because they benefit, you benefit, and the viewer is giving stars.
Yeah, so if I went on to, I'll just pull up somebody's random video and try gift something. So you've got this little button here that says the star.
Oh, wow.
I currently cannot give any stars because I haven't bought any. But if you go to buy them,
yeah.
So you can buy 3,000 stars for $70.99.
How many?
3,000.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is,
post that up on
the thing is that
Facebook.
Imagine cutting out the middleman of Facebook, eh? Like, imagine the $70 going to you instead of $70 going to...
That's part of building your own audience.
Yeah. I think... So my bro that lives with us, so we've got the converted garage at home, so he moved in there. He DJs on Twitch. The dude
That's why I see so many DJs.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for nothing.
No. Yeah, and he DJs on Twitch, and he brings home like, $1,000 a month just
for doing that, eh?
Just like, a couple hours every few nights a week, and I'm just like, what? Wow. That's insane.
That is insane, man. That's pretty cool to hear, though. That's the direction we're all heading in,
Yeah.
Be more online and stuff like that. Oh well, good luck, bro. Like,
that's pretty cool.
You need to tell me more about this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I even made merch, eh?
Oh, Frantik merch. That's another way to monetize things.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, a few other ways you monetize stuff as well.
Where can people get it from?
You can just jump on Facebook. I've got a Facebook page. There's a basketball.
I had no idea that said Frantik. Looks legit, man.
Yeah, so just jump on Facebook, Frantik Gaming.
Frantik
there's
Gaming.
Links there. Yeah.
Type in Frantik Gaming.
Yeah, so there's heaps of other ways to monetize your streams as well, like adding ads and stuff like that.
You can add ads on YouTube.
You can add ads on YouTube as well. Yeah,
I mean not YouTube
and Facebook and Twitch and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's pretty cool. I haven't done any ads on Facebook yet because you've got it's a certain criteria you've got to meet first.
Like followers first?
Yeah. I think you have to have like 10,000 followers on Facebook to become eligible.
Oh wow, I've got like 35,000 on a page.
Oh, mean.
But like probably 99% of people that I know on Facebook don't even know about it.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it's more like people from India liking it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure, man. It's like a travel page I set up. A lot of people like travel. I love to travel.
That's right. You've been around the globe a bit.
In comparison to where I haven't been, it's nothing.
Whereabouts would you love to go? Like if this COVID thing, if this COVID thing didn't exist.
Like a new place or just where I want to go?
Oh, anywhere.
I want to go to Japan.
Yeah.
Oh man, just saying that, I just realized you've been to Japan. Like you lived in Japan, didn't you? Yeah, Japan, man. Because I want to take my kids to Disney Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So my baby mama, last year I think she went to Japan and she went to like this Pokemon place.
Oh, okay.
And it was like
like a cafe.
It was like she said it's like a museum.
Pokemon museum.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was like all toys and Pikachus and whatnot. She said it was pretty.
Was this
cool.
in Tokyo?
I'm not too sure.
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah. Also, I'll message her and I'll ask her for the details of it. So I remember her sending photos back for Son, and she's like, "Oh, I've got this for Son for his birthday and stuff like that." So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice. Are you big into Pokemon?
No. I remember watching it. I was big on doing the rap of like the Pokemon rap thing at the end. Yeah, don't ask me to do that. I can't remember it.
I won't do that.
She went there. It was pretty cool. Son loved all of his gifts that she brought back. So,
right, so tell me what it was like living in Japan for people that don't know.
So I went there for animation.
Like when? How old were you?
18?
18?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went there purely from, it was work experience from, I used to go to a animation school called Freelance Animation School back in Auckland. What was it? Josh was there, I remember.
Was he?
Yeah. He was 2 years, he had been there 2 years prior to me. So he was on his third year when I went there for my first year.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Josh was doing that sort of stuff, eh?
Yeah.
He's big into his characters.
Josh and I met William Lepale there.
Oh, yeah.
He was in my class.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's funny. So you guys like knew each other kind of separate from how we all
Yeah,
know
I
each
met
other.
him before music and stuff, and the first thing he said to me, because I was outside having a smoke, he's like, he looks at me, and goes, "Where you from?" I was like, "Mangere." "Where you from?" He goes, "Otara." And I go, "F Otara," and he's like, "F Mangere." I was like, "Because look at your joints there."
Who was that? The gift?
The gift, yeah, that was
The
crack up.
gift.
It was the funniest. And that's my first memory of Will.
Opinion. Oh, Will.
Yeah, nah, it's good fella, good fella.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Tokyo, back to Japan. Like
Also, through that, you got an opportunity to
Yeah.
fly to
so it was on
exchange.
like a
Did you
work
exchange?
yeah, it was like a work student exchange, and I stayed with like a host family.
But did you stay with that student's family or?
Yeah.
So like a
because
swap?
I didn't know anyone. I didn't want. It was real hard. Like I learned
I know what you mean, man.
nothing with the language. Like,
Wow.
it was like just the base. Like the kid that was there, he was the only one that knew a bit of English.
How old was he? Like young?
Young, like between 9 and 11, and it was like, I was like, "This is rice." It's like, "Yeah, rice." I was like,
Wow.
"Yeah, I know what that is. I know what a Coca-Cola can looks like."
Like a boy from South Auckland, straight into
Straight
traditional
into a house, straight into the
kinda
house with a bloody
Japanese household.
with rice windows, rice
Wow.
paper windows.
That is crazy.
So smoggy there.
What part were you in?
Um,
Was it in Tokyo? Or?
yeah. So we ended up going to one of the provinces of their family for like, because I had to always be with them, like
Safety.
because
Not really safety, but you might get lost.
yeah, lost. I got lost so many times.
Yeah.
It was amazing how
You wouldn't be
easy
able
you
to
could.
read signs to get home.
No,
or-
it was like everything was just like big, massive Japanese characters,
yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I think the easiest thing was just make sure that you knew your pick landmarks. Like, okay, I remember this, this building here. I'll be able to remember if walking past this way, but it was pretty much my routine was like, I got up, I went to the train station, I got off because I had another person that was there with me as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was with another family though.
Like
But
from the same course?
yeah,
Or?
yeah. So we met up at the same.
Wasn't Will, was it?
No. This guy named George. So we ended up going to the train station at the same time, and then from there we went to our little workplace with tables that were like super low.
Workplace. So what did you guys do?
So we worked on a few animated movies over there. Yeah. So
wow.
all I done was, it's called in betweening.
Yeah.
It's like
From like the keyframes.
keyframes. Yeah. So that was pretty cool though.
Wow.
Yeah.
That.
It was pretty
How
fun.
long were you there?
Between 4 and 5 months.
Wow, that's a long time.
A long time to not learn the language. That's pretty wretched, eh? Yeah, you go to a new country and there's like not learn a lick of language.
I think it's really important to learn a language for the experience.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think it makes such a difference.
Especially like if you get stuck somewhere,
Yeah.
like how I was and got lost all the time.
Yeah.
It would have been an advantage to kind of like know something. And then you had to say hello, and that was
Would you go back?
definitely, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I would love to travel a bit more, eh? Especially how we were saying that because my partner's Egyptian or part Egyptian, I wouldn't mind going there. She said not to go there right now, Well,
you gotta go.
yeah.
You gotta go some point.
There's a place, like, because I grew up with, the Egyptian mythology,
the mythology stuff.
Yeah. That was cool. I still am really intrigued about the mythologies.
Yeah, Greek and Egyptian.
Yeah. Those are cool.
You got a reason to study both now.
Yeah. She doesn't speak. She's not fluent in either of the languages, but she does understand and can speak some words. But her parents are pretty fluent. Or her mum is, because her mum is the Egyptian Greek. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, so the mum's Egyptian Greek.
Yeah, and the dad's Australian.
Ah,
Yeah.
wow. That's an interesting mix, eh?
Yeah, especially with now we've kind of like discussing like children and like imagining their lineage from there. You know what mixed race they would become.
Wow. I was just thinking, like, you got to travel to those places.
Yeah.
Like, which one? Where would you travel first if you had to choose?
Out of the two?
Yeah, out of the two. If you had like family, I
suppose he has, because I've lived most of my life just wanting to go to Egypt, but like if put it in that way, you know, Greece would be mean.
Yeah, for people that don't know, there's a lot of Greek people here in Melbourne.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's one big reason why I like Melbourne.
Yeah,
because I love Greece. I've been to Athens and a few islands.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh man, it's my second favorite place so far.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm even trying to study the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, cool. That's cool. Yes, I wouldn't mind learning. Because when I was younger, when I was a kid, I went to Commodore, so to learn my language would be mean. Because I know both my languages are very similar, Cook Island and Māori. So that'd be cool to learn Te Reo Māori.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I aim to learn that because I don't know, but that in Samoan.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because my mother's Samoan, my dad's Māori, Cook Island.
Oh
yeah. So eventually, I'm actually trying to learn 6 different languages at the moment.
Do you get confused in between some of them?
I do. Well, because some are similar.
Yeah. For
example, like Spanish and Italian, like those are pretty similar.
Yeah.
But no, it's still a long way to go. But just little by little, just trying to build on the grammar and the vocab.
That's cool.
It's a lifelong thing. So
yeah.
I mainly do it just driving around. I got like a whole bunch of audio
tapes
on my phone. So driving to and from work and just playing that, trying to be productive with my time. Trying to.
That's cool though, to sit down and learn somebody else's, language and culture and stuff.
Japanese is another one.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to go back to Japan.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you had to choose like one, sorry to talk about travel too much, but I could talk about travel all day. So where would the one place you would want to go if you could?
Anywhere?
COVID's over, yeah. Would it be Egypt?
Nah, I would actually go to the Cook Islands.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was anywhere, just so I can say I went home kind of thing.
Yeah, like an all expenses paid trip. Take the whole family.
Oh, no, just me. My kids have no ears, man. Just imagine them going to a different country and having no ears.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you can't smack your children in front of other people.
Maybe over there it might be still allowed. I don't know.
Yeah, so you've got 2 kids now as well, yeah?
Yeah, nearly 2 and 6.
Wow.
So how many kids do you have, man? Last time I
have 2.
Saw you.
I've one that's mine and one that I've raised as well. So they're both brothers. So I met the oldest one, who is now 11, when he was 2. So I've raised them since.
Wow.
Yeah. And my boy's 6. So they're at home at the moment. They asked me where I was going. I was like, shut up and have your breakfast.
I'll be back when I'm back.
Yeah. I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, so what was it like for you becoming a father?
Scary, it was. I didn't think, because in my head, I was like, kids? Nah. Hell no. I can't even bloody look after myself. How am I going to think about raising a child? So things happened, and my son was born here while I was still in New Zealand. We had split. We had split before. We didn't know that she was pregnant, so we split and we went our ways. It was a mutual kind of thing, and then I get a message like, "Oh, pregnant." I was like, "Congratulations!" Thank you for letting me know that you're pregnant. And she was like, "It's yours, you idiot." I was like, how do I know? But I ended up he was born in Sunshine, and I was still over in New Zealand. So I was trying to gather all my stuff to kind of sell. Or not sell. I was like only just going to come over here and meet him and see how he is and whatnot. And then I got here, and then I picked him up, and I was like, "Fuck, I've got to move back to Australia."
Nice, man. Wow.
Yeah. So becoming a father was like, it was way scary for me because I knew how hard it was for my parents to like raise. There's 5 of us, and we lived not a lavish life, and at the time I was not working, and it was like, man, what I got to do? So I moved back here, and it was like super scared to meet him and stuff, and then the bond just was like that. Was, hi son, looks like we're moving back. You know what's the ratchet thing about it?
What's that?
When I left Australia, I was like, F Australia, I'm never coming back here.
Oh,
so I went
before you left.
Yeah, so I went to like 3 different. So I went to Optus, Vodafone, and Telstra. Got 3 phones on a plan and left that week. And I was like looking at them.
What did you do with the phone? Sell them off?
I sold them in New Zealand. So I came back to Australia, and I was like, when I was thinking about it, I was like, thank you, son. Now I'm more debt now.
How much did that set you back?
So each phone, they were like, when you look at your phones
Like
now,
close to 1,000?
yeah,
back
each
then?
phone was like almost close to 1,000, and it's like 3 of the same phones, because I was still currently working in Australia, because I just left the job. I was like, nah, this is, me and my now ex-partner have just split. Nah, that's me. I'm going back to New Zealand. My mum was like always, if anything happens, come back. You'll be all right. We miss
Exactly,
you, blah, blah. And
so it was easy to just make that.
yeah, the
switch.
decision was just like, boom, go get these phones, piss off back to New Zealand.
Not coming back.
Yeah, sell it off, make me a bit of money until I've got like, a job. Thank you.
So, what not to do?
Yeah. Think about the things that before,
Did you get like penalized, or are you
When I got
they
back.
still trying to chase you?
Nah, I ended up paying them off. Yeah, it's been 6 years. Obviously, I should have had paid it off by then. But yeah, don't do that, guys. Don't
that.
piss off back to your country and like, nah, I'm never coming back to the country I'm currently in.
You
And
just
then,
may get a phone call.
yeah. If you do it, make sure you go and you do it big. Get some TVs and
Maybe some cars.
yeah, hire purchase everything, sell it all off, make a bit of bank. But just make sure that you guys don't have any kids that you have to come back into the country for.
That's the trick. That's a hard one.
Nah, love my boys. Shout out to Darren and Rhythm. So they
Those are cool names.
Yeah. Darren's the eldest, so he was he's a little tech whiz, eh? He's 11 years old. And it amazes me how much stuff he knows about computers and stuff like that. And like,
Just comes naturally, eh? It's
Yeah,
more
like,
intuitive because that's all they know.
yeah. Like
So
even, so he plays a lot of Fortnite. I cannot grasp that game at all.
Really?
No. I played it when it first came out, and it was just, you build something in front
I
of
don't
you.
get it, yeah.
And he would build like a bloody mansion in like 3 seconds of like jumping around and doing all this crazy stuff. And then I'm like walking up the ramp that I made.
Bro, what is the point of Fortnite?
Is
Is it like a first-person shooter?
Yeah, so you third person?
Third person.
Yeah.
Yeah, third person.
So you land on an island or whatever on a map. You
Parachute.
you loot stuff and guns, and you've just got to be the last either team or person
Oh, okay.
to survive. But my boys, they just
So what's the point of building things? Because I just see people just hardcore
I think
building
it's
ramps and
I think it's to like put an obstruction in
just to be
between.
elusive.
Yeah, to put it in. So if someone's shooting at you, you can put a wall there.
Yeah. So you could get picked off like from a sniper or something.
You could. Yeah.
Is that why people build walls to cover themselves?
Yeah, and then like you can use
And they
walls.
jump off. So I just think, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's just buzzy. What I think it comes down to like how young the children's eyes are, and how, I remember back when we were young, I could like, my vision is crap now. My son's eyes, like he can like, there's a guy there. Where? It's like over there. Can't you see him? Like, I can now. It's like I saw him like ages ago. I'm like, oh, wow. That's why I die heaps on this game. That's why I just left it alone. I was like, nah, I stopped playing it because my kids were better than me.
It's not like Street Fighter, damn it.
No, you give them Street Fighter and I'll own all my kids.
Street Fighter's more timing, I think, eh?
It's buzzy because my son's 6 and he's like, Dad, you know that Mortal Kombat game you play? I was like, yeah. You've got the new one, eh? I was like, yeah. Have you seen the fatalities? And I'm like, where did you see them? Like, you're not even old enough to even look at this game. It's like, they're so cool, Dad. There's this one where this happens and this happens. I'm like,
blood here.
And I'm like, want a challenge?
So speaking about Mortal Kombat, like I remember growing up, the fatalities, they were like pretty gruesome for our time.
Yeah. So
do you think like the equivalent does it justice today? Like the fatalities today, do you think they're like?
I think what they try to do was make them more realistic to the point that like an actual person could maybe do these. I remember when we were young, we were watching, doing the fatalities and whatnot, and then I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, eh? Like I didn't think of it as like, this is bad. No, don't do.
It's more of an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Oh, look what I can do.
It's more like how you roast
time.
someone, like and boast about it, like yeah.
It's almost like knowing the secret too.
Yeah, especially
back in the arcade, if you do something and people are like, "Oh, what's that?"
There wasn't Google that you can find these bloody fatalities.
Yeah, the books.
Yeah. And then from the books came hearsay.
The magazines.
Yeah. And somebody knew about it, and then somebody else knew about it, and they told that person. You never really...
Or write it down and pass it around.
Yeah, got the notebooks ready.
You had to be in the know.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think.
But yeah, those fatalities, they were... I reckon they... if I was an outsider looking in on that game and I didn't play it before, I would reckon that was, I'm never showing my children this. Even though they were pixelated, characters,
yeah,
I would never show. Now I'm like, gee, son, check this out. Now it's in 4K.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a massive fan of the Mortal Kombat series. Especially the movies that come out of the first one.
The first one
was alright. It's just the second one was like,
the Annihilation one.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that one.
I think what they tried to do was they crammed too many characters in one movie. Where it was just like
storyline.
Yeah,
kind of.
You wasn't able unless you didn't know the characters. For somebody on the outside would have was like they would be so confused about that whole movie.
What I really didn't like about that one was the change of the characters, like the actors.
Yeah,
and actresses,
so Lyndon Ashby wasn't Johnny Cage anymore.
Yeah, and that was like the first thing I noticed.
Yeah, he was very similar looking to him. Like
you could tell.
It was like, but Sonya, she changed. It was, yeah.
Yeah, I really liked the first one. Like first one.
Yeah, she was mean.
I remember was it the Scorpion fight? With the whole and then it comes out.
Yeah,
man, that was like mind blowing for me.
Especially seeing it come out of the hand. I'm like, nah, but isn't it like a knife? And you're like, that's bad though.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah,
the second one, no.
Yeah, I remember the first scenes where Johnny dies, and it's like. They try to make it look like it was dark, but it was shot in daytime, and you could see like the daytime sun on the characters, and it's dark. I'm like, you just chuck the filter over that. That was
could have done without that one.
But they've just finished wrapping up shooting for the new one in Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they wrapped it up just before the restrictions happened. So
the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it comes out at the end, mid this year, I think. Looking forward to it, seeing what they...
Bit skeptical.
Yeah. I just hopefully they do it justice this time.
Did you see that one they released on YouTube, like a YouTube series?
Yeah, the legacy ones.
I think so.
Yeah.
Those were pretty cool.
Those are pretty cool. The second season was pretty cool. They changed a few of the.
I think I've only seen the first.
They brought that Gary Takawa, the Shang Tsung guy from the movie. Into this one. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. I don't think. Yeah.
With the new Mortal Kombat, they actually brought that guy back too, Shang Tsung, into that game.
Coming back.
Yeah.
True to the character.
They even bought like you've got like different skins they can get right for like your characters and build your gear up and whatnot. And they bought Lyndon Ashby, I can't remember what the lady's name from that played Sonya, Bridget Wilson.
No idea, man.
And
I'm pretty bad at like actors and actresses' names.
And the guy from that played Raiden, the first one, Christopher Lambert.
Oh yeah,
they brought him back for those ones. It was Buzzy as hearing
like
his voice.
for the new one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so they created like their skins and whatnot, like that look like them, and then they actually played their voices.
I'll have to see it. Is the trailer out?
Yeah. There's a trailer for that as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Post it up on the Facebook thing.
Yeah, because I've been I was streaming that game for a bit.
The originals or the?
Yeah. I always stream the original. If I'm playing like a new game that's just come out, I always kind of research about that game and see if there was an older version. I'll try and play the old one first and kind of make the comparison.
Yeah.
The only comparison that I can say for the new Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter is just graphic wise and like play style, I guess. They still kind of try and keep true to how that character kind of played, but obviously with a few upgrades. They've gone through so many iterations of that game, though, of Mortal Kombat. There's been like...
Mythology. Remember when they did that one?
That's the Sub-Zero one, yeah?
Yeah. I think that was the first branch off outside of like the traditional
fighting
style.
It was more like where you run past the levels.
Around.
Yeah.
I didn't really play it.
I did on the PlayStation, and then I just kind of gave up because I just kept dying. It was one of the, I would say, the hardest Mortal Kombat games I've ever played.
Was that one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just even getting past the first level was just a feat in itself.
Yeah, but Mortal Kombat's a classic.
Yeah.
What are they up to now? 11 or?
Yep, 11. Yeah. So they rebooted the series at 9. So Mortal Kombat 9 was like the reboot. Many. They went back to the original story and whatnot.
I think I honestly gave up after 3. I think with most video games, once they kind of went that kind of 3D, you know, I don't know.
Visually for your eyes, it's an amazing game, but I still play the original ones more than I would play these ones. Yeah. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Killer Instinct. I really wish they carried on with that Killer Instinct, the new one that came out on Xbox.
I think they're gonna do another one.
Oh yeah,
I think. Well, there's rumors.
That would be good though.
Did you play the new one? Killer Instinct?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't too fond of it.
Yeah, why not? Just because it's not.
I wasn't even fond of the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, they took Cinder away, and I was like, "You took my favorite character away from the second one." And secondly, the
classic,
the controls were just way different. I guess that was what their plan was, to kind of, move forward or like make changes or upgrade or whatever.
He was like one of the main characters, Cinder, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And the second one, he wasn't even there.
Yeah, it was gone.
Makes sense.
I think they brought him back for the DLC for the new one.
I'm not too sure.
So
I haven't really played the new one. No,
I've only played the free version, which only gave you Jago.
It looks amazing though.
Yeah,
it looks amazing.
Yeah, visually, yeah.
60 frames. You know what I would really like is if they redone the first one.
Yeah.
Just made it like
just an
similar
HD version, eh?
Just like super HD.
Yeah. 4K version.
With a few more extra things, but essentially the same thing, you know? A few extra different combos.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that game visually was like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, even now, when I look back for that time, it's pretty revolutionary, I think.
I think it was just the same as with the if you know type of thing with finding out all the fatalities from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like coming up with the combos. Like I had it on Super Nintendo and it was like I'll just sit there
same.
all day just trying to figure out combos.
Bro, me and my boys, shout out to Frank and Hayden and Tereki, but we figured out how to do air ultras on Super Nintendo.
Oh, yeah?
Have you done that?
No.
Yeah. You know how to do the air ultras on the arcade, yeah? It's like when they do the ultra combo, but
Yeah.
they're getting hit in the air.
Oh, I know I've done it a few times, but not knowing how to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Have you done it on Super Nintendo?
No.
Yeah, it was some glitch that we figured out.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I was able to do it with combo, but I think the other boys could do it with combo and
Could you
someone
still
else.
hit the final hit with combo? You know how he swings his arm around. So I remember sometimes there was a glitch where you couldn't, like if you do it at a certain length, you can't hit that final uppercut thing.
I'm not too sure. It's been a while. We gotta
long
play.
time.
We're gonna set that up. Kill Instinct competition.
That was an awesome game, eh? It was revolutionary.
Still is.
Experience.
Yeah. What's your favorite game? Like all-time favorite?
Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fight.
Is Hyper Fight the one with the fireballs going all around?
Nah, those. So funny thing about that, you know the ones where you do a fireball and it's like goes like this.
I love that.
So those aren't actually Capcom made games.
Oh,
So
makes sense.
what happened was because I researched it. I was trying to find that game and see what it was called, and so I could play it on the stream.
Those are my favorite Street Fighters, man. So
You know, but the
educate
one
me.
where Zangief does a bloody yoga flame out of his leg and does like goes through the
There's
screen.
so many different ones.
Yeah.
though.
So the story behind that one is that they Capcom was selling units at a certain price, and there was like a Japanese market that was like, man, that's just way too much for us. So what they done was that they emulated the board that they had, and they became illegal. Like you know how you have like an illegal disc of a movie. It was like that, a bloody rip-off.
Pirated.
Yeah, pirated version of the arcade machine. So what they done was for them to not get sued, they changed it.
Made their own tweaks.
Yeah, they still got sued though because you pretty much got the same Ryu, Ken, Guile.
Yeah,
Those are-
everything else.
Yeah,
is the same.
you're still using the ROM. That's for
Wouldn't it say like Street Fighter?
yeah. You can't.
There you go.
They should have just added Street Fighters.
Streeter Fighter.
Yeah, so that's how those came about, and they're called Rainbow. And,
Yeah, like Rainbow Edition.
yeah. So I found those, and I was playing it on stream, and this dude was like, "Gee, how do you get those hacks? Is this like a PC thing?" I was like, "No."
What do you mean? Like when he was watching, he thought you were doing something
Yeah,
on
it's
the
like-
original?
Yeah, it's like, what is this?
Well,
It's
people
like-
don't know about these
Yeah.
Street Fighters.
It's like, how does E Honda have a sonic boom? I'm like, the first place I ever seen that game was at Wong's the Mangere Town Center, and I was just like,
Wongs, shout out to
that's cool.
Wongs.
Yeah, shout out
Is it
to
still there?
Wong's. Nah. I remember it got turned into a bakery, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to all the bakeries. I'm hungry.
Oh, the bakery, the New Zealand bakeries.
Oh yeah. So where was the first time you saw them?
Yeah, so it was at Wong's, and they. I just thought, oh man, it's just a game, but I didn't know it was like.
You
a
knew about
pirated-
the original already.
Yeah. But seeing that one, I was like, that it's glitched, it's broken.
Yeah.
And then you push start, and you can change another character, and I was like, holy
Yeah.
crap, that's weird.
That's what I want here. I want that version. I want that
Just
version.
jump
Here.
in fireball with like,
Just the original and that version.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
yeah, no, Street Fighter's pretty cool, man. That's
Street Fighter.
that's
2.
my favorite. That's my favorite is Hyper Fight.
So what do you call that version exactly? Because isn't there like quite a few? I've seen so many different ones though.
Of
Like the Rainbow.
yeah, I think.
There's like different ones.
Yeah, I think I've got
There's
three
one where you
versions
can-
of Rainbow.
Yeah, because I've seen different ones.
But yeah, there's this. I think there's one that's Dash.
Not too sure.
Street
You need
Fighter
to tell
2
me, man.
Dash or something
Do
like
some
that.
research. Let me know.
Well, I'll send you I'll send you a photo of the list.
I remember the first one I saw somewhere in Otara.
Yeah.
There was one where they would do like 50 fireballs going super slow.
Super slow, and they're like,
Yeah, and then you see the other one where the fireballs go like that.
yeah, and then you can jump up and do the fireball
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, you can go like above the level and come out from the bottom.
With Zangief and grab him.
Yeah,
Then you could do the dragon across the screen.
yeah. Hurricanes across screens.
Hurricanes, daze him. I need that in my life.
Memories.
That all I need is the Street Fighter like that.
Yeah.
Killer Instinct 1. Oh yeah, so Street Fighter is your like the all-time
favorite video game. Yeah, that would be me.
For me, it's Zelda. What is it? The Ocarina of Time. Yeah,
that was an amazing.
Because that was like a journey, man.
Yeah, that took. If you didn't have an expansion pack to like save your game, you're gonna take another 2 hours to get out of that first forest part.
Yeah, that was like a journey, especially that time. You know, when you're a young teenager.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, that's
a cool game.
It's one of the best games.
I played it like I think it was like a month or so ago.
Yeah,
yeah. So I've got so my PC has every Nintendo 64 game.
Wow.
Every Sega Genesis, every arcade game that ran the CP1 and 2 chipboards. Every Nintendo man. And Super Nintendo. I think there's a Game Boy and Commodore 64 game of like Pang.
What's Commodore 64 again? I've heard it.
It's like a very old. I think they used to play
like the original 64.
No, it's Commodore 64. It's like older than Atari.
Oh wow!
And you instead of cartridges, it was like a card. It was like a bank card with like a little chip set on it. Yeah, and you just slide it in.
That's futuristic.
Yeah. Why don't they do that now? I just like put it on a card.
Mm.
But
with technology these days, probably just get it on your phone.
Yeah.
And just kind of swipe it to something and, and just do all this.
Yeah, so I've got a pretty hefty amount of games on there.
That's cool.
Yeah. One of the bros is planning to come over and, well, this is what he says. Is I'll come over and I'll just grab them on my hard drive. I was like, yeah, you need my address first, my bro.
You're not giving it up that easy.
It took me many moons to get all that collection.
So, like being a hardcore gamer,
yeah.
Do you have like gaming developing, ideas like to make your own game?
So,
not to
moons ago. So there's this software that came out ages ago called Mugen. No,
what was it? Mugen.
Yeah, Mugen or Mugen.
Oh,
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's MUGEN.
Never heard of it.
So it's a fighting game builder, and if you see like games like they even made one like some guys have made a Mortal Kombat like a project, and they've like gathered all these sprites from of all the Mortal Kombat games and edited Mortal Kombat characters and placed it into this thing.
So sprites are like. What are sprites exactly?
So the sprites are like the character
shots, like different.
Yeah, and some of them like use Photoshop to change features or whatever.
Okay. So like a gift, you could have different.
Yeah.
Would you call those sprites in a gift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you do is
those?
So they've got like they create a folder for that character and stuff like that, and people can download it and add it into their little fighting thing. Wow. So I remember playing the first time I played that was in this little town called Moirawa, just north of Whangarei, and I thought this guy had the most super futuristic computer setup.
Probably was back then.
Then, yeah, and he was playing. He had like The Rock from like WWF back then, fighting Ryu, and I was like, what? He's like, "Oh, do you want it? I can put it on a CD-ROM for you." So I took it home, and what I done was like I removed all the characters and just placed like the selected ones in. Then found out that if I had certain settings where you can like place the character select screen, and you can add background stuff in it, and
Really?
certain music as well. And I was like, and now it's like it's advanced so much. Like they've started making like HD Mortal Kombat like 2 games. Yeah. So in regards to like your question about ideas and stuff, like I imagine making a fighting game of like you remember that Van Damme movie, The Quest? Where it was like different countries.
That was a good movie, man.
Yeah. Like different countries coming together for a certain tournament. So it's similar to like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, whatever.
Yeah.
But like
different skill sets.
Like just imagine having like some Maoris in there.
Some Islanders.
Or like a South Pacific bloody fighting game. Just imagine all the actual real life rumbles that would come from it. Nah, the Samoan guy's the best. Nah, the Tongan's the best.
Nah, the Niuean one is elusive.
Yeah.
He's in the background, just laying low.
Yeah, so that was one of my ideas. I wouldn't mind doing something like that. Taking a look at it now in regards to because I still do a bit of art now.
Yeah.
Imagine creating your own sprites and then uploading them as as a fighting
So you
game.
can still use that?
Yeah, you can still use it now, yeah. It's still relevant now. Like if they still do patches and updates and stuff.
I would have loved to be able to use this kind of thing when I was younger, when I had a lot more time. Yeah, so with your art, I've seen like you've done a lot of virtual walls.
Yeah.
Like what is like how do you do that?
So
Is that like
it's a VR. So you put the goggles on and you've got these 2 paddle controllers.
so you're actually painting
like
through VR.
Through VR, yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So the first time I ever used it was at your house.
What?
That was the first time I used cans, like actual cans.
Cans.
Yeah.
When we did the video.
Yeah.
When you did the reptile.
Yeah.
Reptile Mortal Kombat.
So this is the first time I ever used cans. So I've never, even from then, I've never
not
picked
even
up
going
cans.
out tagging.
No. Oh,
Maybe.
art was.
Oh yeah.
The tagging on the walls days.
So
it would have been then and that time in Rotorua was the only times I ever picked up cans to make art.
That was the second time.
Yeah. But with the VR,
did you do a character there too?
Raiden?
Yeah, we like games.
Yeah. It's no secret. So it's I bought a VR headset. It's called the Oculus Quest. I only got it because one of the boys. There was a few mates that had VR headsets, and my mate was like, "Oh, you got to get you one. We could sit down and watch a movie together." I was like, "Oh man, it's like a virtual date, brother." We could take the kids out.
I was
to the
just thinking
movies.
like holding hands virtually.
Holding the popcorn. Yeah.
I've never done the VR thing, but I can imagine it's pretty cool.
The first couple of days, because you've got to train your eye, and you do get headaches. Like I can only sit in it for the maximum. The max I ever sat in it was 2 hours.
Wow.
Anything beyond that, I start just headaches, and because you're pretty much your eyes are trying to focus on something that's not actually there, so you're trying to create depth with your perception, and it's just like. Nah, your eyes, they strain a lot, so you get headaches.
Yeah, 2 hours, that's a long time.
So
is there like a program that runs with the VR set?
Yeah, so it's a game. It's an actual
like
game.
A game.
Yeah, so these guys called, they created a game called King Spray Graffiti Simulator.
Oh, wow.
And one of my mates, I was just scrolling through Facebook one day and I was like, whoa, this dude's paint graffiti in VR.
Yeah.
I didn't know the guy. And I jumped on. I was like, man, what's this game? He's like, oh, it's called Kingsburg
I've
Graffiti.
done this before.
So it was just tagging and doing bombings and whatnot. He was still learning how to use it. I was like, oh man, that was like the defining. I need to get the Oculus. Like my mates were all talking about getting it because they've got one so they can watch movies together and, you know, play a zombie shoot 'em up game or something, or go fishing in virtual reality. And I was like, the graffiti one was like, I'll get one now. Yeah. So I grabbed one that was not cheap.
I was just gonna ask, like, what's the cost for that?
So I got the Oculus Quest, the first one. This Oculus Quest has been out for like 4 or 5 years. And I was like, 4 or 5 years.
Half price or something.
It was $600. So I bought it.
The
Oculus Quest. So I bought that.
So what is the Oculus Quest? Is it just the headset?
Yeah, it's like a headset and the 2 paddle goggle.
What
do you call them? Paddle controllers. And got that. It was $600 something. Got that shipped over in a couple of days, and then set it up. The stupid thing is, I had it for 3 weeks, and then Oculus decided to bring out the second one.
After 5 years.
Yeah, just casually, just like waiting for me to buy it first. So we'll send over the last ever one. We're trying to sell this one first. And they just
how much was the second one brand new?
Half the price of the first one that I bought.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
And the thing is the only difference of that is the color, and it's just more stable. That's all. Everything else is pretty much the same.
Stable in your vision?
Just stable is like, because certain games are made from third-party companies, and some of them don't work as well as on other devices. Mainly because the Oculus Quest is the cheaper of all of the VRs that I know of, besides the PlayStation one. I think PlayStation one's pretty cheap. But
what's cheap? 300?
Yeah, just under 300, I think.
Oh yeah,
that's cheap in Australia.
I have no idea, but I think I might have to get some.
So I saw the bro playing it, so that was just pretty much me. I was like, man, I need to get this game. The game was $20 because it's labeled as a simulator.
It's not like a credit card you put in the side of the.
No, so it's like you've got an Oculus account, and you just
it's like an online thing.
Yeah. And you just purchase your games through the Oculus store. But it was so buzzy that I got that game and I went straight on and started painting. So there's 2 ways you can use the Oculus. So you can use the Oculus by itself. It's a standalone device that has a store inside the operating system, so you can just play
like straight off.
Yeah, just buy a game on the store and whatever. Or you can connect it to your gaming PC and purchase a bit more advanced games. You've got first-person shooters, and like you can run around if you have the space.
Yeah, isn't there like I don't know if they've developed it yet, but like a kind of like treadmill
the
thing.
Treadmill one?
People
it's like a circle.
Yeah, and you keep them in there.
Yeah. I've seen that before. They were trying to sell one over here. I think it was like $5,000. Wow. I typed VR into Facebook Marketplace, and it came up, and I was like, $5,000.
So people must be buying it.
Yeah, like, man, $5,000. If I had $5,000, I'd probably this time spend it on the car.
Well, half on the upgraded equipment.
Yeah.
And then
But yeah, so I started playing Kingsburg Graffiti, and the first wall I'd done, that I was like, when I started streaming, I was like, how about a 90s retro wall? And
that's the one I've seen.
Yeah, the one with all the OG characters from wherever,
I think you did the Akuma, first one.
The Akuma was the first one that I'd done, because I didn't think I was going to do a wall. I was just like,
let me practice Akuma.
Yeah, and I'd done Akuma, and I was like, what about Mario? Mario would definitely get a hiding from him. And then I was like, who else can get a hiding? But yeah, it took me a month I think, to finish off this massive wall. So if you see the wall, just the picture, it's about that big. I'm like this big.
Whoa.
So you got to use scaffolding to get up. And
Scaffolding.
yeah, so it comes with scaffolding in there as well. And it's got like
a
different
whole
tier
nother
levels
world.
that you can, it's
Because
busy
they just
as.
like float you up.
So you got to use scaffolding, or like if you're on different type of walls, they've got like bins you can stand on and drums.
Like real world.
Yeah.
Soon you're going to be running from the cops.
So when I was playing on it, my mum was like, because she's not really that technically minded. She's like, "Are you allowed to do this?" And I was like, "Huh?" It's like, "Are you allowed to paint on these walls?" It's like, "Mum, this is VR." She's like, "I don't care where it is."
You better go to that
You better
place
not
and
get
apologize.
snapped.
I'm not paying for any fines.
Yeah, so I done the retro wall, and then me and my friend, so the dude that I seen play, we linked up and we started doing a New Zealand artist wall.
Yeah, I've seen that one too. Yeah.
So there's a few people on there, especially the few fallen ones such as Prince Tuiteka, the
legends, eh?
yeah, and then who else was the one that passed away? Paulie Mana and
UPR.
Face Killer, I think, Otara rapper, yeah.
Otara.
So, and a few other people as well. We've got Savage on there, Anika Moore. Just like, I'm not trying to stay just rap or hip hop and stuff like that.
Just local, urban.
Yeah, Neil Finn.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, Shea Fu, whatnot. Few mates that actually do.
What about
music.
Dave Dobbin?
Dave Dobbin is like, I've been trying to find a clearer picture of what he looks like now.
Oh, okay.
Because the ones from back in the day, they're real fuzzy, eh? Like, it's hard to find an old one with all his hair.
His bloody 90s.
But now he's like
photographers.
He's bald with these big pointy ears. And it's like, I think it may be people will maybe remember him more with his big Goldilocks hair.
Yeah.
But just trying to find a more clear photo. It's real hard, even with Google.
Bro, you're going to have to send me those photos if you can. Do you have like a photo of it? Or do you have to virtually watch the wall?
No, there are photos on my page. I kind of post up the characters. So I do like one or two faces per the wall. We haven't done any for a while since moving into this place, a month and a bit now. So yeah, there are photos. I upload photos after the stream of the characters.
Do you have one like whole one of the whole wall of each? Like the video game one?
Yeah. So I've got a whole photo of like the massive as wall. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to screenshot, because the photo's curved. Like,
okay.
If I take a screenshot, it's curved because of because there's multiple cameras on these things.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
So trying to figure out how I can get a flat screenshot and then merge all the images, because I can't stand so far away.
There's no feature to like
export. No, you can export the
but it'll just come out.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. So trying to figure it out, because I wanted to chuck it on a canvas, and just like put it on in the gaming room and whatnot.
That's a good feature for.
Yeah, because you could say like when people come over, like,
guys.
"Wow, that's pretty cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, I drew that."
Yeah.
It still buzzes me out that I can.
You could do so much with it, you could print it out on walls or whatnot.
I've seen this guy who works for Marvel. He gets commissioned by Marvel's head office and stuff like that to like paint. Like, so he uses actual paint, and he paints like the old school looking characters, like from what they used to, original costumes and whatnot. And they got him to do the Marvel head office wall. So he done all these pictures, and they're about A4 size, and then he blew them all up individually and then placed them in like a lineup.
That's
so it was
cool.
like every original character that came between like a certain year, and it was massive. And I was thinking, that would be pretty cool to do that, because it's like a thin, like a film, and you just roll it onto the wall.
Like vinyl.
Yeah. I'm like, holy crap. Just imagine doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you been doing much art lately?
Not really, man.
Yeah.
I intend to paint a little bit more this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the last time you painted?
like end of 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a couple of years ago, eh?
Oh, wait. Yeah. End of 2019, because 2020 was a bit of a write-off.
Yeah. I don't think that year just existed, eh? It's just like,
Yeah. Let's just sweep that one aside. Yeah. So I haven't painted for a while.
Yeah.
Still got cans and stuff, but
What did you get up to in your spare time with this COVID thing? Did your work get affected by the COVID?
yeah. So I had COVID. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Where's my mask?
Yeah.
No.
I've got the antibodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, I actually contracted COVID-19.
Yeah.
And my honest opinion, without being too critical, is it is pretty much just another kind of a flu.
Yeah, so I remember seeing one of your videos you posted up, and you're like, it was just hard to kind of hard to breathe. Or
Yeah, like the second week, like you do feel like there is something going on there. I wasn't sure if it was because I was lying down all day, but yeah. Also, my health situation is pretty bad anyway. Like my immune system is compromised
yeah,
from past health things. So me getting the COVID-19, it would probably be like the worst kind of scenario for me.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like yourself, someone healthy, still young, you probably wouldn't even know you had it. I think that's
well, not me, because I'm not healthy or young.
yeah, but definitely the older folk are vulnerable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's yeah. I think when I had the COVID,
Yeah.
I was kind of locked down for quite a number of weeks. That's where I got the idea to do something like this.
Yeah.
To start the podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's where I got not the idea, because podcasting's been around for years.
Just the kind of,
But just the maybe I should.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should. Started doing research because there's nothing else to do. And yeah,
That's
that
cool.
and also house renos.
Yes.
Yeah. So speaking about houses, you currently bought your.
Oh, we got our house now, so we only just been in there for about a month and a bit now.
Yeah. So you
we've-
bought your first house, yeah?
Yeah. So we've just
Congratulations. That's a big thing,
Yeah. No, it's
For us South
one of-
Aucklanders.
It's one of those things that everyone needs to do. Like,
Man, not everyone can, the way things are going,
yeah. So we got
especially in New
we
Zealand.
got pre-approved, so we just went through the steps, and yeah, no, it's a buzzy thing, eh? Like we went around looking at these houses and inspections and stuff, and this is within the COVID time, and so you had to it was a different process to looking at houses as it was before. You couldn't just they couldn't just put up a date and then everyone turns up there. You just have to book in a date to have a look. And every house so we went and saw this house, and we're like, "Wow, babe, this is amazing. This is a cool house. It's got a massive backyard. It's got a garden patch and stuff. So it's like its own little area. It's got fruit trees and lemons and oranges and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
And we're like, oh yeah, this is what I want. I want to get this one. So we, started. Well, we're still looking around, and every other house that we seen was like, oh no, it's not 166, eh, babe? And they're like, no, it's not 166. Yeah.
Let's not say the
The
street name.
Nah, that one, yeah. You fellas stay away. No. Yeah, it's like, it's not 166, eh? And she's like, no. I was like, so we ended up going through the process of having a look at it, and so yesterday I started my first gardening.
I'll tell you, man, gardening can be very therapeutic
Yeah, it can be, and
or frustrating.
yeah. So when we first got in, there was nothing growing in there, and now it's like this. There's heaps of weeds, and I'm just like using the shovel. Yeah, nah, it didn't last long, but I attempted it. I started the job. We'll see if I finish it though.
So-
My missus always lets me know about not finishing jobs.
Well, it's still in the process.
Yeah.
Still
We're
in the
working our
process.
way there. That's
Work
the
in
main
progress.
thing.
And take your time with these things.
Yeah. So no, just
Yeah, so like you were looking around,
Yeah, so
and
we
it
were just
wasn't
looking at-
166.
Yeah, every house that we seen, it was just wasn't it. Just
Yeah.
like we seen a few
And you
other
got
houses.
pre-approved.
Yeah, so we got pre-approved. So that was pretty cool. We
And
still
then how did the like negotiating thing go?
yeah, no, we was
Did you guys offer the price they were asking for? Or
no, not really.
is it a bit of back and forth?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, my
Was
missus
it
will be
higher than
looking
what
at-
you?
Yeah, missus will be watching this like.
I was there.
But it's always a good thing to do, you know. It's
Buying
even
a house, of
even
course.
even like buying a house and then just like and then mortgaging that one to buy another one and then using the current tenants to pay the other mortgage back off. Looking at different because one of my mates, Dan, used to work for this company called Landmark. Who that's what pretty much they do. They don't sell you houses. They buy the land and house packages and stuff like that. And that was a cool idea. It's just what they were asking was just a bit. So we didn't want to go through middlemen and just go around. We just wanted to shop around. But glad that we in the house that we are in at the moment. We just want to.
You bought established, yeah.
Hey?
You bought like the house was already built. And
Yeah, their house is
established.
already on there. It's been there for a while. The previous tenants that were in there, I guess, were of Middle Eastern culture, maybe, because it was just the
some spices.
you could smell. It was yummy though. You walk in there like, ooh, wonder where they're from. But yeah, it was.
I feel like a kebab.
This is one of your people, babe. But yeah, no, it was a cool thing. It's amazing what you can do in Australia, and
It is, especially compared to Auckland, New Zealand.
oh yeah, like if you like, I still reckon, even when I moved here originally in 2010, Australia is financially easier to live in. You know, everyone goes, "Oh, I'll just go over there for the money." That is pretty much why I came here. Well, that and when I came back here, I had to come back for my son.
Yeah.
But when I came here, that was pretty much all I was moving here for. Was like I was sick and tired of living in a struggled economy.
Struggle economy. That's strong, man.
It was for me where I came from, and you know what skill sets I had and what jobs I was capable of doing. It just was not paying the bills, to be honest. And to make a decision about leaving my entire family and everything I knew to go to a different country to start fresh was very daunting and very scary. And I was like, oh, should I? You know. But you know, let's weigh up the pros and cons. Like cons, obviously, I'm going to be away from my family for God knows how long. And the pros was pretty much just like you will live a, you know, not a successful life. It's just like more of a more
to some degree.
It's easier for you to be honest. For me, it was easier for me to live here financially. You know, I was sick and tired of paying $640 a week for a house in Otara.
Wow. Otara.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, $640 over here, you get like a mansion.
Mansion.
Yeah.
It's still change.
Yeah. So, and then, you know.
The living standards here are a lot higher, I find.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
the quality of life is a lot better.
Yeah.
That's just the truth.
And like, I kind of buzz out that when we first moved here, like, every little estate and area had like, you know, because obviously some areas, all the houses are just crammed next to each other. And then they kind of, to offset that, they have all these parks, just like, you know.
Yeah. There's a lot of parks around.
Yeah, crap loads of parks. And, you know, like taking your children there, they've like even got like, some of them got gym equipment. And, no, I just thought that was really buzzy, that they kind of like, you know, said, hey, you know, you guys don't have a big backyard, but, you know, every estate pretty much has like 2 or 3 bloody parks. And,
exactly.
you know, to help, you know, walk your dogs and
There's parks everywhere where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Playgrounds. Like, man, it's amazing playgrounds. Playgrounds where I want to play.
Yeah. Like there's one in Point Cook. So when we were in Point Cook previously, a couple of years ago. and they have like an actual like a massive pirate ship.
Yeah.
And I'm like all we had was like two
Back in
swings,
Otara.
two swings and a
Jungle
monkey,
gym.
and a monkey. Oh yeah, those monkey bars, and that was it.
And
and
was a lot.
Yeah, but now they've got like rocket ships and
Pirate ships.
Oh, it's amazing. There's one in Point Cook as well with like it's a massive toad park.
Toad park.
Yeah.
Toad statues.
Yeah, just like you remember those the Grimace cage thing at McDonald's?
Yeah.
That, but it's a toad. And I'm like, get out of the way. I want to relive my memories of Grimace.
Grimace back in Manukau.
I remember the one in Mangere Town Centre. And they had that big play area at the back. I'm not too sure if they still have it. Like a play. I think they've taken...
No, I don't think they got anything, man.
I remember they had... Do you remember back in Macca's where they had those things you sit on and it rocks back and forth and fucking side to side?
The spring?
Yeah. And then every McDonald's I ever went to had a Ronald McDonald statue sitting on a park bench.
Creepy one.
Yeah, and he's like folding his legs over. He's like...
That's cool. See that thing at night. Oh my goodness!
Just imagine what that'd look like.
See some red eyes light up.
Buzzy, as I seen, the guys. There was this guy selling the original Ninja Turtle movie outfits, like the suits.
You can put them on,
and they're so deteriorated. Like the face, it's like it looks like a zombie, eh? It's
zombie
like parts
turtles,
is like taken away. Like part of the face is
like a hanging jaw.
And it's just like this big, massive googled eyes and like these teeth, and it's just like.
So they were the originals?
Yeah, from the original movie. Yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah. There was a few of them, obviously because there was different characters, but there was like a few heads that were different, and I'm like, wow, those were scary.
Yeah, going back to parks though. Parks everywhere here, so you don't really need a humongous backyard.
Yeah.
Just need it big enough just for what you want to enjoy, So
that's when we
maybe
were
have
in
a
Point
pool.
Cook. Point Cook was bad for the backyard. It's
Can't
the
put a
space
pool
that we
there.
were the space that we were sitting in was bigger than my backyard in Point Cook. It's just, it has your line, and that was it. And heaps of bark.
But in saying that, I notice a lot of houses make more room with the house space.
Yeah,
and I kind of prefer that, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather more rooms
in
than
your house,
more backyard.
More backyard, yeah.
Just have a backyard and more rooms.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they've done a lot here.
Yeah.
But there's some amazing parks around.
Yeah. Just parks that I wish that why wasn't that around in Mangere back then?
Oh, I mean,
mind you,
obviously, I don't even know if they
why.
could afford it now.
Yeah. There's so many millions goes into the development of certain sub areas here, building these different estates, and then the parks around it. It's amazing, eh? I love it here. I do not love the heat here. I do not. Anything over 35, you piss off. You can't even just go sit outside. It's a different type of heat here, right?
When it's 40, then it's nuts.
So,
but we're complaining down here in Melbourne. All these guys up in New South Wales and
Perth and Western
Perth,
Australia.
Gosh, don't even get started. They're laughing at us.
One of my mates stays over in Western Australia, and he was he's a scaffolder. So he's outside, he does the fly and fly out. So he's FIFO, and he was live, and he was talking to us. He's like, "Oh, casual 42 degrees today,
Casual.
yeah." And he's
like our 26
up in the he's higher up to the sun than we are. They're just casually, and he's not even breaking sweat, eh? I'm like, what?
It's, body conditions, you know?
I would definitely have built some sort of contraption to keep my body cool, like a jacket or something.
Or not be a scaffolder.
Yeah, or not be a scaffolder. Or just take the day off because it's too hot. Yeah.
What's the hottest you've experienced?
43 in New South Wales.
Yeah.
And on top of that, so I was working up there as part of a interstate removalist company. So they told me, "Oh, do you want to move up in the job?" Because I started in sales. Because we're looking for an assistant operations manager. And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." I was like, "Yeah, but it's in Sydney." I was like, "Oh." Well, I'll test it out. I got up there, and that person that was the operations manager was like, "Can't do this job anymore. See ya," and like left me there.
Wow.
Did not teach me nothing.
Nothing.
Like left the second day I was there. So the boss goes, "Oh, do you want another job? It pays more." And I was like, "Man, how much more?" And it's like, we gave you that. It was like a $600 upgrade.
Whoa. That's always higher than that.
That was just
The
from
initial.
from the initial one. It goes, I was like, "Oh, so what are we talking about?" The operations manager goes, "Oh, if we work it out, it'd probably be around another $800 on top of that." And I'm just like,
it's a lot of responsibility. Let me think about it.
So I moved up there, and they had like living quarters, like in the warehouse. And just remember, it's a warehouse, so it's like tin roof.
Yeah.
So it was 43 degrees one day.
Wow.
On the outside.
Inside would have been...
It was way worse. So don't do this, guys, if you work in logistics. Don't go into other people's belongings that are in the warehouse and grab all the air cons and then take them all to your room.
What did you take? Air cons?
Those portable aircon units.
Oh.
Because there's people's like belongings all in these little squares.
They're just like little fans or something?
Yeah. So they've got like this pipe and you like...
I'm the manager around here.
Yeah. So in my living quarter, I was like, okay, so I'll take a photo, like get a chalk, like line where the item was, take a photo of it, take the piece, go put it up there. So when they're a couple of weeks away from getting moved, put it back into that same spot that the chalk was left on.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Fran, you deviant. But there's just, that's the worst I've had. It was 43 degrees outside. It felt like...
It must have been like 50s
way
plus.
Worse inside. It was to the point was like you're trying to grab something, like hold your phone, and it's slipping because you're sweating so bad, and it's disgusting. Like the only time you should be sweating is when you're at the gym or when you're at the home gym in the room.
I remember that. Wasn't it you, like the first week you were here, it was like really hot, like consecutive days of 30 plus?
Yeah. So the first day I moved here.
Like the very
first night that I moved here. So we moved here Christmas.
This is me now.
Everyone's like, "Oh, get ready for the heat." I'm like, "Yeah, no, all good." Rocked up in shorts and singlet and stuff, and walked out Christmas evening of 2010, and I walked down. I was like, "Whatever, that's all right." It was cold. I was like, "Sweet." So we get home, and we were staying with my baby mum's family at the time, and because this is your room here, sweet as. It was like, so at their house, I think you've been there. The one at Point Cook.
Oh, I think I know the place.
Yeah. So you know how in normal houses you've got hallways and they separate the rooms. Well, this was pretty much a massive hallway. It's like a room that had like, and the other rooms were just off that room. So
wasn't it double story?
Yeah. So no aircon upstairs.
It's downstairs.
It's downstairs. So I'll go to bed and I'm like lying there and I kind of wake up and it was like maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, "Oh man, I think boy just pissed the bed." I was like, what?
Where are you going with this, man?
I'm like, "Fuck, it's hot." And I was like, "Oi, I think he pissed the bed." And she's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, I didn't piss the bed. Did you piss the bed?" She's like, "No." She's like looking at me. She's like, "Gee, you're like sweating." And I'm like, "What the hell?" Drenched as in my own sweat and on a satin sheet. And I'm like trying to Velcro myself off the bed, and I go to look at the temperature, and it was 32 degrees, and it was
32. Only a 32 degree night.
Yeah, with no aircon, with the window wide open, Anyways, so I decide, stuff this. I'm gonna go downstairs. I've literally only met this family, so I'm gonna go downstairs. I'll make sure I wake up just in time before they wake up. So I'm like in my undies. So I go downstairs,
Are you still
jump
sweating?
on the. I went in a shower just to cool myself down. I was like, "Alright, sweet, I'll go sleep downstairs." Jump on the couch, turn the aircon on, and I crash out. And I wake up. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. People are watching TV. I'm like lying there in my undies, and I'm like, I wake up and they're like, "Morning, bro." I was like,
Yeah.
Like everyone, not just one or two people. Like they're all sitting around watching TV. Like it's a family.
It was like a big couch. Eh?
Yeah, on that couch, a family get together
all around you.
Just me, just casually snoring my ass off on the couch in my undies. I was just like, "Morning, guys." They're like, "We were gonna put a blanket on you," just to like, I was like,
just pretend I'm not here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to sleep now, guys.
Did someone piss the couch?
That was crack up. That was
your
first ever night in Melbourne, Australia. First time in Australia. Also, first time meeting the family. Also, first time exposing my entire body to the family without any alcohol.
You didn't have the boxes, did you?
No, I had the what do you call them? The underdecks.
I don't know.
They're like little short undies. Not actual briefs, but the other ones with a bit of leg.
Bit of gap.
It's like, sorry guys, this is an R-rating movie.
Hopefully nothing came flopping out, eh?
I'm hoping not, because it's been a while if they've been holding that in, all that details and
photos. Got you with photos.
Snapchat bloody camera roll from almost 9-10 years ago. It's been ages. I just realized how long.
2010.
Yeah.
You came before me. We came 2012.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Because I remember when you came over, you had just like kind of been here for a bit, eh?
Hey.
You had been here for when you finally came over to the Point Cookhouse, my baby mama's place. You would have been here just for a bit.
Probably, yeah. So 2012, and I think we caught up 16, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
a few years after, anyway.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, it's good to see you, though.
Yeah, you too, bro.
It's been...
We have to catch up more.
I think the last time I seen you would have been maybe then.
At the second house. Oh, no, the same house, by the roundabout.
Ah, yeah,
Was it?
Yeah.
I think you were doing some canvases. I think that was the last. No, I think the last time I saw you was in New Zealand before.
Man,
bro, I've seen you everywhere. You're all over the place.
It's been ages. No, it's
I think what was that place in Rewa? That bar,
Woody's.
Oh, classic Woody's. Eh? I wonder if it's still going.
No. So Anita, she passed away a couple years back, eh?
Oh no.
Yeah. So after that thing that happened with me,
oh
at
my
Woody's,
goodness, I totally forgot about that one.
So after that, she decided to she had it for a couple years after, and then she decided to sell up and move up north. And I think it was like her kind of letting everybody know that she wasn't well. Yeah, and she moved up to Kaitai, and yeah, she passed away a couple years ago.
Oh no.
But man, Woody's, man, I remember so many memories of that place.
Bro, we can't finish this podcast without addressing this one.
Or what happened that night?
I didn't. Honestly, I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
that happened a while ago, didn't it?
Yeah, 2010.
Is that when you came here? Was it?
Oh no, so I came here 2011 then. Christmas. Yeah, so it happened in 2010. It was my birthday. It was.
Was it?
Yeah. So me and my brothers, so my birthday's on the 15th of December. My brother's on the 22nd, and my baby brother's on the 24th. So we all born in the same month.
In December?
Yeah,
Oh,
days
wow.
apart. Yeah, and yeah, there must have been some day 9 months prior to that was special to my parents.
So we'll let the audience and the viewers know, because it's pretty significant.
Yeah, yeah. This is like a life-changing thing that happened. It's just, yeah, so happens that somebody unfortunately passed away from it. Rest in peace to the guy that passed away. Don't worry, your family lets me know every year.
Oh, wow.
About it.
Are you right to talk about this?
Yeah. It's just that I always get.
So
It's
you
the
tell
same
me what
guy.
happened, because, man, when I saw you in the papers,
Yeah.
like, it was crazy.
Yeah,
It was like,
It was.
I just saw that guy.
Yeah. What's the funny thing
this
is
guy.
they just lay like the news.
What were they
outlets,
saying? They're like,
what
were the headlines?
South Auckland rapper.
South Auckland rapper.
Yeah, South Auckland rapper charged over death of or something like that. Or bar death or causes bar. Yeah.
I think they were slandering a little bit, eh?
Yeah, especially, and then I was on the news.
Headlines. I remember the headlines.
Yeah, then I was on the news. Like my mum and them were watching the news the day after, and that was on there. So I never got to see the news, obviously because I was locked up. So what happened was, it was my birthday, 2010. It was my two brothers were celebrating our birthday together. The only reason why we did it at a bar is because it was my brother's first year that he was allowed
Like
to
18?
legally.
Turned 18? Or
We
17?
told everybody he was turning 18. He was turning 17.
It's
But
same.
he's taller than me, so he passes. Both my brothers are taller than me.
Can't you drink like if you're with adults or something?
Yeah,
Something like that.
I don't think in like a registered establishment though. Like you can
Oh, okay.
drink with your parents. when
Yeah.
you're- yeah.
Oh,
at
so
home.
you guys went out, joint birthday.
Yeah, so
at
we had a
Woodies?
joint
Classic Woodies
yeah,
in Rewa?
Woodies, because I was working there, so I was doing a lot of their Facebook stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was working on their website. Anyway, so Anita was like, "Yeah, cool.
Of course, you
have your
gotta have it
birthday
there.
Yeah. Everything was going sweet. Then when there was this guy, I'm not going to name his name, so just keep it at that.
Yep.
But rest in peace, anyways, guys. But he came in. He was just real sloppy, just all over the show.
So he was he was intoxicated.
Yeah. So originally, we had the doors closed to the public until 1 p.m. 1 a.m. Sorry, and because it's only open for another 2 hours after that, and then they shut. So doors open to the public at 1 a.m. By this time, people are starting to go home anyway. So we had a few live performances from a few of the bros and whatnot. And then I decided to stay back because my mum was like, "Oh, I'm going to head off home. Yeah, are you ready to get home?" I was like, "Yeah, Santana's here. We're going to come back and crash in about a couple of hours." So Santana, that 378 boy, he decided to go crash out in the car and wait for me to finish because I was just going to play a bit of music for the people that are still there till about 3, and then I had a bit to drink, so it was good for me to like start sobering.
Well, enjoy your birthday.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
So at this point, this guy decides to take. This would have been about maybe 2 o'clock.
Did he know mutual friends in there?
No. So he came in part of the public at 1 a.m.
And stayed?
Yeah, just
in?
dancing around. He was all right. It was, there was a bit of a laughter, like, there was this
Just a guy
this
having
guy
fun?
just having fun, and he's pretty hodungy as he's wasted, he's just dancing around with everyone. Got to the point when it was like about 2 o'clock in the morning, he decided to take someone's beer or take someone's drink.
Oh.
And that lady was like, "Hey, that's mine." And he's like,
Starts.
he just a few things he said was a bit racist.
Turned heads?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
the whole race thing.
Yeah, because he was European, and
Okay.
the lady that
I read somewhere he was from Australia.
Yes, yeah, he's Australian.
Like European, Australian?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, so, and the lady that he took the drink off was Maori. So he said some, pretty,
Slanderous things.
yeah, just some silly stuff. And
so that got your attention?
I
That's
was just
probably
like,
some other people's
I was just
attention?
like watching. I was like, oh man, what an egg. And then the Anita came over and says like, oh, sorry, matey, you've got to have to leave. And he's like, F this and F that. And he's on his way, just like walking towards the door. And I thought, oh yeah, that's the end of that. They got it on time. Plus the bouncers on that night were females.
Makes sense.
I honestly don't know why they were. Yeah, but
Never seen female bouncers in my life.
Oh, these ones can take the licking the
that's
way.
right. We're talking about Rewa.
Yeah. Anyways, they're walking them out, and then he turns around and starts attacking the security guard. And then there's people like they pull him off, and I was like, yeah, all right, we might as well start packing up then. They're handling it, and then I realized they're not handling it, and they're like getting the fucking hiding. And I'm like, what the
so they're already scuffling.
Yeah,
they're already fighting.
Oh, crap. So I rushed down to pull the guy off, and then I was like, I put him in the full Nelson, just from behind. I was like
a choke.
Yeah, I was like, come on, mate.
That's enough.
Yeah. So walking towards the door, and one of the staff was like, oh, shall I just call the police? I said, yeah, just call them. So we'll just put him outside. And then, so when walking towards the door, he gets out of amazingly, gets out of the full Nelson. When I was I had him in the full Nelson, so I was walking towards the door, and then I had to shift my arm to like put my hand on his back, which released one side of his body, and he just swung. And I was like, man.
He swung on you?
Yeah, and I was like, man, it's my birthday.
Exactly.
I'm doing this on my birthday, and I'm probably so sad now.
Probably made you a little bit.
I wasn't angry. I was just like more. I didn't want to end it like this.
Yeah.
But then he decided to go handy. So I put my foot behind his feet and put my hand on his chest, and I dropped him to the floor. And then I just put my weight on his, and if you can remember back then, I was much bigger than I am now.
You were a big boy back then, man.
Still big now. It's just back then. I think the heaviest I was.
You're looking good, man.
It was like 156 kgs. I think it was
156 kgs.
Damn. And
so you're a big boy. You trip him up.
Yeah.
Slam him.
I put him to the ground, and I've got him on the ground, and he's like jabbing me still, and
at this point, you just wanted to stop.
Yeah. So he's fighting, and it was like I think he punched me, and it was just like that. He stopped. I was like, fuck, you giving up now? You've, given him all the F words in the world, and I hop up, and I was like, oh, cops are on their way anyway.
Yeah.
And get up, and I was like, man, now my mouth feels like the Sahara Desert, because I was just finished fighting from having a drink.
Yeah.
So I was
not expecting to.
Yeah, so I'm chugging down some water, and I'm sitting down, and
you weren't hydrated before this.
Yeah, and I was like, one of the staff members like, he's not moving, and I was like, hey, so I look over, and it was like, he's blue, and I was like, fuck off. So I walk over, and I was like, hey, and he's like, nothing at all. So we decided to do CPR. Because I just thought that he just at the time when he was fighting, it's just
like a blackout.
I just thought, oh yeah, he's had enough. No, he's gone to sleep. So I'm outside having a smoke. The police rock up 25 minutes later from the call. 25 minutes from the call. You know how far the Manukau police station is from? It's like a 5-minute drive. Yeah. So they got there, and they did their thing, and they were like, hey, would you like to come with us for to do a statement? I was like, yeah, cool. And then I was like, is he all right? It's like, no, he's passed away. And I was like, fuck off.
Whoa.
And they're like,
That would have been a moment.
they're
Huh?
like, yeah, do you know what happened? I was like, yeah,
Shit.
definitely know what happened. Because do you want to? Do you want? It's up to you. And I was like, no, I think I have to come.
Yeah. I think that's the trick.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
yeah. No, you don't have to if you don't want to. Have a good night, guys. No. So we left and we done the statement and everything, and they were like, "You're gonna have to go to court. It's Friday night, so it's you."
Just had your birthday celebration.
Yeah, so you're gonna
The
have to go to
guy's
court
passed
tomorrow.
away.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to go to court tomorrow. I was like, oh, cool. And it was like we done the statement. The statement finished at 11:00 on Saturday morning. So I was like, cool. I've got about an hour and a bit left until I can go to court. And they're like, I don't think you'll be able to catch court today. I was like, I'll just go to court tomorrow then, because court's not open tomorrow. I was like,
What kind of system is this?
and then they come over, they had handcuffs, and they're like, so we have to place you under arrest. I was like, nah, gee, it's Saturday, so that means I'm gonna have to stay inside here for the bloody weekend. And he's like,
I just had my birthday.
Because, but you have to understand that a life has been, lost. And I was like, I understand this, but why couldn't you guys arrest me earlier?
Wow.
It would have been easier. I would have been able to go to court. So Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday morning.
I think in those 2 days, there was just a lot going around,
Yeah, like I asked.
No one had the full story.
Nah, so
But everyone assumes, the worst, and
yeah. So what happened
we'll
was
never seen Tar again.
Yeah. So I was in they placed me in SIG. Like, no, he's
Yeah.
a dangerous man. He must not be with anybody. I'm like, bored as shit. So I asked them, I was like, oh, can I have something to read? Can I have the papers? And they're like, oh, you're the guy on the papers. I was like, yeah, can I have the papers,
see what they're
please?
saying about me?
And they're like, no, here you go. And they gave me the bloody Bible.
Yeah.
So,
Change your ways, my son.
yeah. Read the Bible twice.
Did you?
Yeah. I had nothing else to do because I was just, because you don't know what the time is as well.
Whoa.
Yeah, because they, obviously there's no windows. You can't see the
Day-
lights coming
day and
through.
night.
Yeah. You only kind of just make do with the time that it's lunchtime. Here's your lunch or here's your breakfast. But then in between that, I don't have
full
a
on
watch.
prisoner.
Yeah. So I get out on Monday. I go to court. I go up to the courthouse and all that stuff. And then like, we're gonna refer you for the your court for the 3rd of January. I was 3rd of February. Sorry. So which is pretty much like a month for me to. They said, you're gonna have to sort your stuff out because this is a serious charge. And they
What did they charge you with?
originally they charged me with assault, and I was like, okay, fair enough. Because there are going to be some later charges along the way. So,
Just preemptively said further charges,
yeah,
just not to alarm you. It's just assault.
yeah. Anyways, they say they let me go after court.
So from the Monday after court, you got released?
Yeah. So I walk out and like cameras,
Yeah.
everything at the back of Manukau courthouse.
Snapping.
So I'm
South
walking,
Auckland rapper.
yeah. So I walk out and my mum and my uncle's there, and she's like, "Put this over your head," like a jacket. And
Oh,
I'm
you're
like,
one of those guys now.
No,
Escaping
and I'm like
the
walking.
courtroom.
I'm walking away, and I'm like, "This is so dramatic, Mum." It's like, no, I don't want any photos of you of my baby, and I'm like, bloody hell. Anyway, so I get in the car, and my brother's sitting there, and he's like, "Up to G." I was like, "Up to," and he goes, "For you, bro." And gives me like a pie, a drink, and it's like I have been in jail for like years or something. It's a pie, a drink, some smokes, and I'm like, man. So we get home,
Just done a lag.
yeah. Anyways, the media released my mum's address.
Oh, that media, eh?
Yeah, they released my mum's
Your
address. And
mum's
it was like,
address?
my mum's.
Why would
not
they do
mine.
that?
Like, I did not currently stay at my, like, now I had to because I had to be bailed to my parents' house. Because I wasn't allowed to be bailed at the house that I was currently at because it's like it's owned by somebody else. It was it's like you rent a room kind of thing. Yeah. And I didn't want it to be just casually stuck at that one room.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, got bailed to my mum's house and the media got a hold of our address and my mum's phone number and just kept hounding my mum and wanted interviews with me and stuff like that. And 3rd of February come along and I go to court. And so I'm supposed to be there, obviously it says be there at 9 because your case is at 9. 9:30 rolls past. I'm sitting there. I'm waiting for my lawyer. And I'm calling him. Missing my calls. I'm like, at the partner at the time that I had, I was like, babe, this is the last time you see me today. My bloody lawyer's not even here. So, man, I didn't even know what the hell's happening. He rocks up. It's 10 o'clock. His name's Shane Tate.
You remember his name?
Yeah, definitely
Shane
remember his
Tate.
name. He's the shortest lawyer in Manukau. He's like, you'll remember Shane Tate. If you've gone to Manukau courts, he's a little short guy that wears a big suit where his fingers are the only things you see popping out the bottom of his sleeves.
Oh, wow. And this is the guy representing you?
Yep, and he has never represented anyone in regards to that type of case. He was just done like traffic offences and stuff.
All right.
So already off to a bad start.
Late?
An hour late. So before he gets there, this police officer approaches me and he's like, "You Mr. Ramya?" I was like, "Yes." He goes, "Hey, I can't remember his name." And he goes, "Has your lawyer spoken to you about what's happening today?" I was like, "Gee, have you even heard from him? I've been trying to get in contact with him. He has not contacted you about anything." I was like, "No." "Why?" And he's like, "You might want to sit down." I was like, looked at her again.
Fuck.
"Yeah, I'm going to jail." And he's like, "No, you're not. You're not going to jail today." I was like, "Oh, when am I going to jail?" He's like, "No, you're not. You're not going to jail." So Shane has not talked to you about anything. I was like, no. Like, is that like? Did you hear from him yesterday? I was like, no. It's like, oh, well, I spoke to him yesterday. He was supposed to give you a call. I was like, that would be why. Because he fucking didn't. And so he goes, you're not going to jail. All the charges are going to be dropped. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Please explain.
I was like,
And was this, but at this time, was it still just the assault charge?
yes, yep. That day, the opposition lawyer was going for manslaughter, and I didn't know anything about any of this at all. Like, my lawyer was just like left me in the dark. Like, that was the worst lawyer, but the best lawyer to have that day.
The worst, but the best.
Yeah. So we get into. He goes, "Yep, they're gonna drop the charges because did you see the footage?" I was like, "No."
Oh, there's footage.
He goes, "Yeah, we reviewed the tapes. So you did nothing wrong. You were just protecting somebody, and yeah, that's why you were going home today." I go to him. Wow, like.
That must have been huge relief, huh?
It's like, I knew there was footage, but I didn't know that was part of the case and stuff like that. I wasn't, because there was witnesses and everybody seen what happened and stuff. I didn't kind of take any time to think about the footage. Because, anyways, congratulations. Is there any questions you have? And I was like, yeah, I have one question. Because, what is it? It's like, how did he die? What was his cause of death? And he goes, it was acute asphyxiation. And I go,
no idea what that is.
So acute asphyxiation is I was on his body for too long and I stopped his lungs from breathing. So plus he was drunk, and it was, obviously when you're drunk and you're like that wasted, it's, it does, affect your body. But the main reason was because I was too big and on him for too long, and it was restricting his airway. So, and that hit me heaps, because it was like, I've caused, the events that unfolded was in the end, I was the reason why this guy has passed away. And sitting there just like, man, chugged back.
That obviously wasn't your intent.
No,
of course.
no, it was just pretty much just to restrain him until the police got there. And I go to him. So it was just the tapes that kind of, he goes, no. So if you do remember that inside on the newspaper articles, that the police was overrun that night, with different other calls and stuff like that. That's why they got to the venue so late. And I was like, yeah, because
that's another factor.
Yeah,
I suppose.
So we reviewed, because he was a detective. So he said that when he was
like apprehended in a way.
Yeah, when he told everybody about when he went and done some investigating and found that there was like 36 police officers just having just chilling at the Medicare hub for like hours. And and he was like, when the call came in, there was this amount of police officers that were available.
Should have been there in 5 minutes or less.
Like it would have, and I was like, man, because a police officer, a team of police officers could have been there in like minutes.
I would have thought a place like Rewa, they're crawling everywhere.
Yeah. And there's also there's the Medicare hub, and then there's that one just on the side street there. There's a police a cop shop over there as well.
One
literally
right
around
there?
the corner from Woody's.
Yeah.
Because so those are the factors that we had to take into account to obviously the evidential part that he had passed away. So I was like, wow. And then he goes, but I need you to talk to somebody today. I was like, who's that? Because this is the victim support counselor.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, the victim's not here, obviously.
But for the family?
And he's like, yeah. And then he goes, so I spoke to her, and she goes, I have the guy's dad here. He wants to speak to you. I'm like, oh.
That's harsh, man.
Feel
for the family.
Yeah, definitely. So he's this elderly guy. Like, he's really old. I would say it would be close to the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, she goes, you have a choice. You can speak to them. You don't have to speak to them. It's just up to you. And I was like, well, to be honest, if I was in the shoes of their family, obviously I would like to see the person and,
Yeah, you understand.
Yeah. And, just take whatever they have
But not
to say.
speaking makes it worse.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. And by then, I had already known what the outcome was going to be of my court case. So I already knew what was going to happen. This guy didn't.
Yeah. So he kind of thought he's meeting the murderer.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, we can talk to him if you want. Where did you want to talk to him? He goes, what did you want me to talk to him? He goes, we can take you upstairs now if you want. I was like...
So were they living there?
Yeah.
Was he physically there?
The dad?
Yeah, the dad.
I'm not too sure if he was from Auckland or not. Yeah, so we go upstairs, and this older guy walks in. So I go into the room first. He comes in, and I stand up and I shake his hand, and he's like, he shook mine, and he's like, how are you going today? I was like, yeah, not too bad. Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm married. I'm this guy's father. Yeah. And he goes, I seen the footage. I was like, how have you seen the footage and I haven't? He goes,
Did you say that?
No, that's not what I said.
Just thinking, like, okay.
Because I seen the footage and I was looking at him. I was like, my boy, what are you doing? Like, why
He
you
was
do this?
intoxicated, not
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah. I was just looking at, I knew there's some faults in all the parties that were involved, and what I want from today is just justice. I don't want you to go to jail today. The thing is I already knew I wasn't going, and I'm like, man, I'll just let him have his
Of
say.
course, yeah, of course.
And yeah, so that happened, and he started to cry. He hugged me and he said, just whatever happens today, God bless. It's it was a very nice man. It wasn't like, to be honest, the other way around, it wouldn't have been like that for me.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah,
It's a very hard one. Now that you're a father of
yeah,
sons,
yeah,
you know
like
what it's like.
yeah, especially like because I've experienced loss in families like everyone else has. It's, even if it comes down to your mum, dad, your brothers, sisters, your kids, experiencing that, but getting it taken away from you. Just imagine all the pain and anger that you have towards this person. And this guy was just like sad. He was just sad. So we went in there into the court, and they told me exactly what I had already known. And I walked out the same way. That I came in, and there was so many angry people.
Really?
From the other family. Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. And yeah, that was me not going to jail for 25 years.
Wow. That was you not going to jail for 25 years.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be here right now. That's crazy.
On top of that,
25 years.
So on top of that, I still get messages from their family.
Yeah.
And it's like, just
the closure hasn't happened.
Yeah, and like,
is it on friendly terms?
No. At first it was like I would snap back at it, and then now it's like,
do you ignore it, or
I was just like, man, we can get together and have like a little chat about stuff like this, like
you don't want to take it in the wrong direction.
Yeah, because at first I thought it was like they're just looking for something so they can screenshot and send to the police, and
potentially.
Then I had one guy who just like literally threatened. That's the same guy ever since.
Yeah.
And it's like the last one he messaged, and he's like, I heard you're in Auckland now. Maybe we should catch up, and what do you say? I'll get my my revenge from my uncle. And I said to him, brother, you're like a year late. Like, I moved back to Melbourne. If you want, we can catch up for bloody, cheese spread and the coffee. If you want closure, man, like I can't help you get to that point where you want to see it, but I can help you get closure if you want to, but it's not going to be on the way that you want it to be, with your...
Maybe he has an ill intent.
Yeah.
It's probably not the way to go, but I guess these people are hurting.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. I would still be the same as well, if somebody took my uncle or, someone away. I'd still have massive ill thoughts on that person. Especially, especially a family member. But anyways, I still get those every year. Like, it's usually on the same day, roughly. Like, you must have a calendar or something. It's like, okay.
That's a hard one, man. That's a hard one.
I know it's your birthday today. Sort of stuff. Yeah. The first couple of years did affect me, where it was like, my birthday's coming up. Nah, stuff it. I don't want to do anything. So,
yeah, of course. Yeah, I know what I can imagine.
Yeah, and can I just imagine, like, when I look at my kids, and I'm just like, you would not be here if I ended up going to jail that day. You'd still be a little stain on my cell sheets. Oh man, it's just I look at it and just like,
heavy, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
Life changing.
Yeah. I think it did shape me a little bit too. It did change.
A lot, I'm sure. Like I
changed
said,
a
when
lot
we
of-
saw the news, everyone's talking like, man, we're not going to see this guy again.
yeah. So a
You
few
know,
of my
25 years.
the detectives that were working the case, I didn't know this, but do you remember Envioso?
Yeah.
So him and his mate Cam, because they were like friends that I was catching up with nearly every day, and my mum had told them, my mum, bloody hell, told the detectives, oh, he always hangs around with this guy Fade and Cameron, he's always with them. So they went to them, the detectives, and talked to them like as a character reference type thing. And they're like, nah, they just I guess spoke good words, I guess. They were telling me, because the detectives came over and talked to us. This is after the
Court?
case. Yeah.
Yeah?
I was like,
Why would
why
they
didn't you
do
tell
that?
me why didn't you guys tell me earlier? It's like, so you could tell me what you fellas said to these fucking police officers. I was like, I was at your house for like bloody 80% of this bloody January. Because I'll be, just kind of slipped your mind. But
What was the point of that
Yeah, I think it was like they were just trying to build what their
existing case was?
yeah, well, just trying to build like who I was, kind of thing.
But you said it was
person.
after the case, though, right?
No.
Or was this during
yeah,
the
so
investigation?
So the bros told me after the case.
Oh,
Yeah.
they told you after.
Yeah, they told me after the case that they had spoken.
I
to
mean,
the
you
police.
were like around them all that time.
Yeah. But yeah, massive mihi goes to those fellas for just like,
You know, they were just being honest, man. You know?
yeah.
You were pretty
It would have
timid,
been funny.
like,
It would have been
not
funny
timid.
if they like exaggerated some points. Say, bro, you seen
remember this fight he had?
Yeah. Remember he saved a couple of whales. He pulled them straight off the sand.
Yeah. Teaches Sunday school.
He goes and helps out, and helps down at the birthing clinic.
But I would say though, you're not an aggressive guy.
Nah,
Like, I've
never
known you
really
for a
was, to be
while.
honest.
You're not really into fights or scuffles or anything like that.
I think if it came down to it, then it's like, I think it still would be the fight or flight kind of thing, and I always usually choose the flight path.
Yeah, but you're not living in South Auckland. So many people go looking for it.
Yeah.
There's
That's
so
the
many
thing. That's the thing with the
troublemakers around.
and it's not. I always thought it was like the younger generation, but like,
I don't know, man.
man, I remember back in the days when they were just like they were pretty much my uncles.
It's a cultural thing, eh?
Yeah. I think it was, for me, it was like I try to distance myself on the fact that I grew up with it, and it's like, I'm not going to be those guys. I can take my alcohol, because I'm pretty much, when I get drunk, I just go to bed. I don't go looking for fights.
Yeah, you're a bit different in that respect. Is like we both were born and raised in South Auckland.
Yeah.
But like the way that you speak it's like you speak proper. You behave like pretty calm and relaxed.
Yeah,
You're not aggressive or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think like your character is pretty solid. That's probably what the boys were saying. It's just being honest.
Yeah. No, there was. I was still tripped out at the fact that I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even know that they even spoke to. I knew they spoke to my mom.
Yeah.
And my brothers didn't say a word to them, eh? Because my brothers are they're gangsters, and they
we don't snitch.
Yeah, no snitching. So they're like, they told me, they're just sitting there like, when my mum was talking to them, they're like, what?
I don't talk to these guys.
The snitches get stitches.
My brother's
fellas.
innocent, but I don't talk to you.
No, it was correct.
Sly snitching. He's innocent, but I don't talk to you. I'm not talking to you about my brother being innocent.
Yeah. Those FTP ones.
FTP, that's a big thing, yeah. I don't know.
No, yeah, it was pretty tough. I gotta
Yeah,
admit,
for the first few years after.
yeah.
It still affects you to some small degree.
So stuff.co.nz.
Co.nz.
Yep. So they came out. They came and approached me after the court case, and they're like, "Do you want to tell us your side of the story?" I was like, "Nah, just leave it as it is."
Yeah.
Rest in peace to the guy that passed away and whatnot, and I'm just happy that I'm not going away for a while. But stuff.co.nz caught up with me 2 years later.
Yeah.
They do not know how they got a brand new phone number from Australia and was able to find my number.
Wow.
Yeah, a number that I had, I think it was like what? It just happened to be just like 3 or 4 days that I had the number, and like
literally
4
days.
I got a phone call. It was like, "Hi, this is blah 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 from stuff.co.nz." I was like, "The newspaper people from New Zealand?" We don't do newspapers, but yeah, the
Online
articles. He goes, "Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah, what's up? I remember seeing you guys outside the court. Yeah, we just wanted to check up and see if you wanted to, tell us your side of the story." And I was like, "Yeah, why not? Because didn't go into detail of what happened. I just told them like, this, not so much detail, but like, hey, a scuffle broke loose. Tried to stop it, and eventually this person had passed away from that. And they just asked me questions about what I was up to. And when I read the article, I was like, please don't just throw me under the bus.
Did they throw you under the bus?
Nah.
Okay.
They were actually pretty good. There was like New Zealand rapper. Wasn't South Auckland this time. Because I'm in Australia.
I had no idea you were such a famous rapper, man.
Neither did I.
I thought we were just doing a couple of clubs at Tequila, a couple of performances at Club Tequila.
No, I upgraded from South Auckland to New Zealand rapper. Jeez. Like it goes to show it's, people and hearsay get around. I knew I did music. I just never classed as like a rapper. I knew I rapped, but it wasn't like if it was to ever come down to like if I was to label myself, I would be like South Auckland digital drawer or something like that.
Artist.
Yeah, artist. Digital artist.
Yeah, because you guys were doing more digital art.
Yeah.
You and One Nation.
Yeah, I did more digital art than I did music.
Yeah.
It just so happened to be that
music was a cool pastime that we all kind of connected on it.
Yeah.
Did a few performances all around.
I remember that time in Hamilton on the show and I got down there and had a massive ass scratch on my face.
Oh, the Life is Great one?
Yeah. And I jumped up.
I remember that.
And I was like,
what was it? The Butter Bar? No, that was somewhere else. It was like a small little...
Yeah, small little place.
It was cool because it was like...
It was real intimate, eh?
Intimate, yeah.
And I was like, hey, guys. And then you were like, you should tell everybody what happened to your face. And I was like... And I forgot...
something back to me and I was like, okay, I'll be quiet.
And I was like... I didn't... I knew, but I didn't realize that her friends were at the show.
Oh.
And it was like... So before I even finished the set, like I checked my phone afterwards, like halfway through the set, I would imagine I get a message. It's like, oh yeah, effing bitch, eh?
Oh.
I was like, oh man,
word gets around.
Yeah.
Eh?
Oh, that was quick.
That was a long time ago.
I still got bloody sweat in my cap. But those were the days. I have fond memories of every performance or every gig that I've been to, eh? Or organised.
That's how you made your name.
That's how I became South Auckland rapper.
To the New Zealand rapper.
Oh yeah, that's I got to give it up to all the fellas that I've met along the way, eh?
Yeah, so we had some good times. on the tours.
Yeah.
And you guys did quite a few performances all around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we gotta set up new tours. New tours.
Sometime. In the
Sometime.
near distant or
Hopefully
far
COVID
future.
goes away. Or we could just manage it.
Hey, the COVID
better.
situation is, man, like I can honestly say, you know, it has always been the economy for for Victoria that I've seen, you know, from the way that the government in Victoria have handled things, where they chose the economy before the health of people. From my point of view, was that they tried to still keep the economy alive or thriving, but it came to a cost of a few people's health and lives.
Well, a lot of people.
Yeah, you know, and it's just like, why don't you guys, you know, I always see it as, why didn't you do what New Zealand done? I'm guessing that New Zealand, when Justin Ardern done that whole, just locked everything, no planes, no nothing, and done that, and look at them now, it's just like, they're pretty much 98% normal, you know? 2% is still the flight restrictions, pretty much. Yeah, just hoping that this COVID thing goes away. You know, they New Zealand
managed in a way that we can live a bit more free.
Yeah, especially
travel,
especially just going back home, because my grandma up in Whangarei, she's getting to that age, and you know, she's quite sick at the moment, and you know, we don't know how long that's going to be. So,
and I can imagine a lot of people in that situation. You
know, it's getting home to see my nan and my family again. Did you hear about that family that went over from Brisbane and then escaped the Hamilton?
No, like quarantine.
Yeah, that was my cousin's.
Oh boy!
So my cousin Shannon, rest in peace, passed away
just recently.
Yeah, just so within that time there, in that COVID crap. So I would say about maybe 2 months now. 2 months gone. So he was young. He was my older cousin though.
How did he pass?
So he had a brain aneurysm.
Like Dr. Dre.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. So he went to go open. He was hot, and he went to go open the window, and he went to turn around and just fell, but then hit his head on the way down on like a coffee table or something, or drawer.
No.
So they kind of like just even made it worse.
That made it worse. Yeah.
So he passed away, and his baby mama's over in Brisbane, with all of their children besides one of them. One of them stays in New Zealand. And like, okay, but they try to get all these exemptions to like fly back over. This is within that time where it was pretty hefty on the COVID thing. So they got the approval to enter New Zealand. They've had to do the what do you call it? The
self-quarantine.
The quarantine in Hamilton at their facility there, and so the amount of time that they had to wait for their approval and the flight to actually get there and stuff like that, they had 3 days left until the funeral. So on the
so urgency kicks in.
Yeah, so they on that day, I remember her. She went on this radio station. I think it was back in NZ or some talk show thingy, and she was saying that they called her on the third day they were there. So this would have been almost a week that he had passed. 3 days. On the third day, they contacted her, and they were like, "Oh, we'll give you all they wanted was just to view the body at a certain location that that the government felt that it was okay for them to view it at, and then just say their respects and blah blah blah, and then go back into quarantine." So they said, "Oh, we'll call you in about 2 hours' time. We'll give you an answer." 2 hours time came past, and it would have been around maybe lunchtime or something, and then they called. They said, "Oh, we'll call you at 3 o'clock," and then 4 o'clock, and then they kept on saying, "Oh, we'll call you at 5." When 5 o'clock and they didn't get a call, they were just like, she made the decision to like, nah, let's just get out of here. So
She escaped.
Yeah, so they unhinged. They used a knife to unhinge the screws off the hinge of the window. Jumped out. She goes, "If I don't make it to the fence and over the fence, stay here," to her kids. But she easily just bolted and she climbed the 6-foot fence. And then the kids.
How old were the kids?
So they're all older teenagers now. So they would have been like, I think one of them just turned 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Adult.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So they're like all the way up until they were 15, I think. So there was three of them and the mum, and they all made it over. And then
what did they do from there? Hitchhiked?
No, they went to a park. They were just trying to figure out.
They had phones, of course. Eh?
Yeah.
Uber.
But they didn't want to, if anything, because they didn't want to jeopardize other people's safety because they're from a different country, and just if it ever happened that they ever had the coronavirus, they don't want to infect other people. So that's why they didn't call any taxis, Uber drivers. But the cops caught them all at the park, besides one who literally from, I don't know how, but got from Hamilton to Mangere. Yeah. And got to see his dad before he...
The rest didn't?
No, the rest didn't, no. So he got to see his dad, and then I think his grandparents came and picked them up, and was able to go to the funeral and then handed himself in.
That's a tough one, eh?
But they all went to court, and I think, about 2 weeks ago, they all flew back to Brisbane, yeah. Because she had a job there, she had to, maintain her house and stuff like that. I think her daughter's boyfriend was minding the house for that time that they were gone. Yeah, this COVID.
So what's the lesson in that? Make a run for it.
But I was just surprised that one of them made it, hey, all the way up from Hamilton.
Yeah. It's like an hour drive, yeah?
Yeah.
Nowadays?
Yeah.
Probably less, maybe?
Probably less now with all the new upgrades to I think they finally finished the Takanini motorway.
Oh,
I heard about that yesterday, and they're like, they finished it. And I'm like, man, I think I was like still going to bloody Bayshio.
Wow. So yeah, I can imagine probably take 50 minutes maybe, casually driving down there.
Yeah.
Man, it takes me like 40 minutes to get here from my place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's buzzy, how when people go, "Oh, it's just around the corner." In Melbourne, it's not around the corner.
That's
in
one
New
thing I
Zealand,
noticed
it's actually
too.
literally around the corner. You could say
in New
to your
Zealand,
mates,
around the corner
I'm just
actually
around the corner,
means
G,
around the corner.
I'll be there soon. Over here, you're like,
Around the
I'll be around the
corner's
corner.
like
I just left Dandenong.
50 minutes away.
It just goes to show how big of a scale the country is compared to New Zealand.
So I wonder if I go back to New Zealand and drive around, if it actually feels long. Because I remember
longer.
Hamilton was that's like a day trip.
Yeah.
When I was younger anyway.
Yeah.
It's like going to Hamilton, you go there and you sleep.
Because you get,
Come back early in the
on your
morning.
way there, it's always stop off at the BP with the Macca's there.
Yeah, actually,
You
I
do
have
a
been
thing
back.
there and then you go back.
Yeah. My perception of travel is a lot different now. Distance-wise. It's kind of good in a way. Because you go back to places like NZ and things aren't really that far. Yeah. Yeah. Man, we've been speaking for a while. I think we have to cut it off, eh?
No, all good,
We'll
man.
have to come back and catch up more because
definitely.
there's still so much we haven't even touched on.
Yeah. What did we cover today? The old travel, old little friend.
Obviously, the gaming, frantic gaming.
Jesus,
to
how
check
long
out
did
the
we talk
Frantik
about
Gaming.
Mortal Kombat?
Hey, Killer Instinct, man. We
Killer
gotta.
Instinct, yeah.
Hopefully, next time you come back, we got a little setup.
Even if you need a hand with some of that stuff,
Oh,
eh?
I think we'll definitely need a hand, man.
'cause I
We'll
can-
need some.
even building it, bro. You know, you've got your
Oh,
master
like this?
expertise.
For the listeners,
Yeah.
we're in a half-built studio. I thought it was important to just start recording. Otherwise, we'll never record, you know. We'll constantly be doing something. There's a little crack there I got to fix. Can't do the podcast yet.
Nah, but it's pretty cool though. You know, using as you were saying before we started streaming, it was pretty much Googling or YouTube.
Yeah, pretty much spent more time researching how to build because I'm not a qualified carpenter. Pretty much research takes the most time, I think.
Because you've got to know what you're doing, eh?
Pretty much. One thing I learned on YouTube is measure twice, cut once.
Cut once, yeah. I've seen that, yeah.
That concept is important.
Because if you measure once, then you cut once after you measure. Say you cut it too short, man. You have to go get a longer piece of wood.
Even with that, I've done a few things where I thought, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Like I got this carpet first. I should have got the carpet last.
Yeah. There's this place in Hoppers Crossing. They do offcuts of
Carpet.
Yeah, carpet. So when we moved into this one, we were like, man, I want a rug. You know,
Nice
you
rug.
know you're doing some grown people shit when you start buying rugs or carpets. And I was like, I was looking around, and there was like, come around here. It'll be like what, $10 a meter, blah blah blah. And I get there, and they're like, so which one you want? I was like, oh, it's carpet. Because yeah, carpet. We can cut it to size or whatever. I was like, we went around. They sent us to this back area, and they're like, check whatever you want, and we'll price it up. And I found this one, and I was like, oh, how much is that? She's like, what, like the whole roll? I was like, oh, no, I don't need that much. Because the whole roll,
give me a rug.
She's like, the whole roll $60. I was like, take the whole roll.
Take the whole roll then.
Yeah, I thought I was just gonna get a little piece for like because I wanted a part for like the kitchen.
Some rugs.
Yeah,
Small size like this one table is like $40.
Yeah, and then I was like, sweet. So yeah, I keep going back there now just to get offcuts. Just like because
you have to let me know this place.
Yeah, so because it's on Old Geelong Road, and it's just like I just grabbed them for our outside, our entertainment area. Just
There's a part there. I got a carpet and stuff.
Yeah. No, it's good what you've done so far, though.
Yeah, I'll need some gaming consulting from you. You have to set up we got to get the Street Fighter Rainbow Editions, Killer Instinct,
just say
Mortal Kombat.
Just get the ones that have the 1,000 fireballs per screen ones. Just sit there casually fireballing all day, and then I'll come back after.
That's it, man. So yeah, that area there behind you.
Cool.
Got to set up something. Get a couch, maybe even like a futon, something we can turn this into a place for a guest to sleep or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's cool. Is
sweet, brother. Well, I've got to end it up because
no
I just realized I got a whole bunch of insulation to put in and a whole bunch of plasterboards to put up.
Is that what your plans are for today?
Yeah, I was supposed to do it this morning. So I told you, don't rush.
Damn, he rushed.
And then you turned up. Oh, I haven't even had time to set up the lights, man. So I got like proper soft boxes, so I haven't even set up yet.
Those are cool.
Grabbed the lamp from inside the house. So it's all rough, rugged, and raw at the moment.
Jesus, nah, he's from Mangere Sawcourts.
From Otara, bro.
Nah, thank you very much for having me today, man.
It was awesome catching up again, man.
It's been a while, and I'm glad that we done this today.
Yeah, and this isn't the last.
Yeah.
We'll catch up more, eh?
Yeah, hard.
Sweet, brother. Thank you for coming.
No worries, man.
Do you want to say anything? Shout out?
Shout out to my missus who'll probably watch this and critique it in every way when she finally sees it. No, thank you very much for watching the kids today. Shout out to the two boys. Yeah.
And that's Frantik Gaming. Give him some stars.
Send in the stars, coos.